Alright, kids. Welcome back to Rogue Trader!
Hey!
Oh, I can tell that Sponge is dead.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess that's the end of the session. He's died. Alright,
yeah,
thanks for coming. No, so we had last session. I am also still waking up and don't remember a good summary. So if somebody else would take the wheel, that would be
Well, last session you had to post a recap of the session because you lost the audio for the recording. Yeah. So just bring that up and play that.
Yeah, Trisky, yeah. It's the session, Trisky.
Yeah, I could do that. Okay. Let me pull that up real quick.
Show us what you got.
Okay.
God damn it.
Trying to find it. YouTube is being laggy. Sounds about right.
As it always is.
Yes, generally. Oh yeah. I also want your feedback on the name that I gave this session. I called it Blink and You'll Miss It.
I'm gonna alright, I'm coming. I'm going to Massachusetts. I'll see you in a bit, Trisky.
God damn it, I didn't want you to start playing yet. Go. Alright, cool.
Alright.
There we go. So, I'm just gonna let the audio play out for everyone. So, the last session got screwed up because some git forgot to record it. So I'm here to summarize it for you. Are you ready? Alright. First things first, I, Gizmek, used that Akashic mind probe thing that Malaki had. It hurt a bit, but I knows more now. But I took it out after. Then, I finished my power claw and the warp travel over to Blank. It now has got some sparky knobs and spiky bits on it, and I can say it hurts to be on the receiving end. Hoots met with Dope to talk about the fact that apparently Hoot's sister is still alive somewhere and got a small fleet of ships of her own. She survived some big something or other, I don't know. Hoots also asked about the power source for his big Docker project, and Dolt said he might have a solution. Hoots also mentioned that there was a Slaanesh thing going on the planet, but he didn't say it like Slaanesh, and he didn't say which planet. I thought he should warn that knifey again, I guess. Soot asked Dolt if he knows a way to make it so his knifey again don't gotta keep cutting people up to stay alive. Don't know why you wouldn't want to keep crumping gits, but whatever. Dolt talked about some Yanaris or something who might know something about that, but they super hard to find, even by knifey standards. Soot gave me some of this drug called Poltergeist. I took it, and I got, let's see what they wrote. 26 temporary damage to my toughness that I need to heal over time. I got 12 insanity total, but I got me a personal warfield for 15 hours. Just let me remember everything is a result of a cork malarkey put in my forehead to block the bleeding of the, eye thingy. Blocking my memories from leaving so I could remember it all. This resulted in me writing down all the diagnostic schematics and specs of that Necron ship I interfaced in when we was on the Space Hulk. Hoots and Soot went back to the governor's place on Blank and met with Velvet, I think she called. I don't know. Not worth getting a nickname to. The governor's mistress to exchange the materials they'd been getting for the info that Velvet had. They learned the important planets that we needs to go to get the stuff for them to make Hoots' big docker. Then they got it to get them into a party or something later. They said it was orgy or something. I don't know what that is. But that's about it. Say it gets. That's it.
Ha! That's a very interesting summary, Gizmek. I didn't realize. When did you make this?
Warp travel.
Alright, so now check. Are you streaming this time?
Yeah, all the audio is live. We are
you
streaming.
certain?
Are you recording it?
Yes.
Yes.
We
The
are
VOD is being
recording it.
saved.
The VOD
Now
is being
we're-
saved locally.
5
and
sessions after
the
this.
stream
we are-
hasn't
Can
died
we
on
hear
YouTube.
us?
5
Can we
sessions
hear
after
us?
this, we are going to be like, oh, don't worry about checking. It's fine. This is gonna happen. Anyway. I am aware.
But yeah,
Fair.
Let's go.
but
So we're
yeah,
on Blink, and you've been invited to this orgy.
yeah, we have like a day, so like I guess we kind of like
It's the next
return.
day. Yeah, the next
to,
day that pile will be given. You got a day. What you do?
I guess the first thing we do is like gather the parties. Like, okay, Malachi, let's go over the plan. It's happening tomorrow. How do we want to handle this?
Well, in this regards, I was hoping that you and Sator would go ahead and infiltrate the, well, quote-unquote party, and basically go ahead and, as much as you can, try and remain undercover while looking out for any signs of heretical or chaotic nature. Meanwhile, Gizmek, I want you and Helena to be prepared for when shit inevitably goes down. Come on, we know ourselves, people. And
Just like sort of clicks his power claw. Got it.
And Yosef, I want you to go ahead and be able to provide firing support from the outside, possibly being able to scout from one of the nearby windows, or, well, if you prefer, to get up close and personal with Gizmo.
I'll just look over at Gizmek and I'll just and say, I'll just stick outside.
Hold on, I need to roll something real quick because we established something off screen that
We're getting to this already.
that-
Okay.
yeah just a little. Give you 1 second. Yeah, so Malachi begins, as he says that, he kind of just stops and begins looking around, just like, wait, Yosef, where are you?
I'll just blink a few times and say, I'm right here, Malachi.
He begins like trying to squint in your general direction. He's just like, what the bloody hell? He's gonna begin walking closer, just like extending his arms out, almost like blindly in a sense, reaching out. As he goes ahead and he touches your coat, he's just like, BAM! Bloody fuck, man!
Malachi, what the hell is wrong with you?
So, Malachi has forbidden lore psychers, so I'm assuming he knows, just like, when the bloody fuck were you going to tell me that you were a null?
I'm gonna Yusuf just
what?
sighs and pulls his
What?
jacket out of his hand and just walks back a bit and to be honest, I'd hope no one would notice, but I guess that isn't exactly very realistic of me.
Sator turns to Malka and he's just like, it really took you this long?
I mean, seriously.
Yeah,
Listen,
even
yeah.
I knew that.
I'm sorry, it's a little hard when you physically cannot see him.
And the fact that you couldn't see him, but you were talking to him, would imply that you could. I mean, what did you think he was doing? Like dancing around you every time you talked?
I was assumed that he was off screen, but regardless.
Well, yeah, you see, this is a very accurate depiction of all the times when Yosef wasn't available in session out of character.
Alright. regardless, a very interesting thing to notice. Sure, it will come up with later. For now, I'll have to call out for you sometimes. I don't. Until then, I will be stationed here on my ship, being able to provide you Overwatch support, being able to telepathically communicate between one group or one member of the group to the other, and if things happen to go awry, be able to teleport down there fairly quickly.
I have
Does anybody
one question out of character, actually, real quick before we proceed. I wanted to ask Zach, as an orc, do you know if I would have, like, any... Like, I've never actually read anything about orcs related to gnolls. Would I have any sort of, like, similar human innate, like, disdain response, or would I not care?
I mean, he still has the effect that his willpower is halved. Not willpower, fellowship is halved on interactions with you. Yeah, so everybody still has the kind of like, something's not right about this guy. You just probably don't care as much because you're an orc, so you don't care.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's probably
my
something wrong with
response-
all of us.
Yeah,
So-
that's more of a personality thing of like, you don't care if he smells
Yeah,
weird.
if it weren't the fucking player character party, I'd probably have something to say, but
Yeah.
among these fuckwads,
Yeah,
he's
so-
normal.
It's like, with people, like, if you know them, they're fine. Like, Komisake never acts weirdly with Jurgen. He's just like, hey, it's my guy, he smells weird, whatever.
Why are you defaulting?
But I was like,
Smells
oh,
weird.
Jesus fuck.
Good question. Why he's asking why are you defaulting to him smelling weird?
No. There's a character in Commissar Kane's book who is the assistant of Kane himself, who is repeatedly referred to as smelling bad, and he's apparently a null.
Yeah,
So that's sort of
It's like
like
his-
the explanation
so
in
it's like
that book
his-
for that character.
yeah.
That's
his
cool. That was
novel is
only
like,
a
he just
joke,
absolutely
but,
reeks
that's
and has
okay.
horrible halitosis and all
Now,
that
you see,
stuff.
the reason Joseph smells.
That's a completely different story.
Yeah, so up to you exactly like how your thing manifests, like why people don't like you, but yeah, that's just like the example that I have, Jurgen.
Mhm. No worries.
Anywho,
Very good.
continue,
All right.
Malachi. I think I cut you off.
Just a fair warning that I might end up going beyond the sight of a scope, especially if there's a basement.
No basement's
Well,
beyond the reach of my claw.
in that regard, you should not be able to. Well, you shouldn't be out of psychic communication range unless it is, well, protected. In that case, we may have to worry. In other words, should have everything underhand. Any other questions?
Nope. I suggest the rest of you enjoy your day off here on Blink. I'm going to get me a smoothie.
I want to take a nap. Just sleeps the entire day.
Just doesn't even leave, just
Yeah.
collapses in place.
No, yeah, so literally the scene is just he's actually in the bridge of the ship for once, sitting on there. He's just finished putting a couple like regicide pieces, like he brought a couple more regicide boards that he got from Planet into his bridge and left them there to be used later, and they just sits in the chair and falls asleep, and the entire bridge crew has to deal with him snoring for an entire day.
Doesn't make it to the chair,
And
just collapses
nobody
onto
obviously
his chest
nobody
pieces.
has the balls to wake up the orc.
Yeah.
Just kinda
Anybody else
even
gonna
wake
do
up.
anything for the day?
Holtz gets his flesh share and a smoothie. And when people ask him, it's like, hey, what you got there? He's going to be like, smoothie.
You guys
I
not
feel
doing
like it's
any
intense.
research
Alright,
into this
first
base? You're
thing,
gonna be going to?
question, how do I sound?
Yeah,
You
I
sound
can hear
fine.
you just fine.
I mean,
Alright,
like
I
we've kind of done our research into the place. Like we
yeah,
went
fair.
to the building. We couldn't really get in without being like, hey, what are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
Like,
Or Zach, you went ahead and said in regards to doing research, Malachi would like to go ahead and use possibly, and somebody's calling.
Sit down.
Internet stuff, I think.
No worries.
Alright. I just disconnected and reconnected because it seems to fix it slightly. Anyway.
Would I possibly be able to roll Forbidden Lore Heresy to basically pick up on subtle signs that from previous records that Slaneshi cultists have used in the past to basically give my crew a little bit of assistance on what they're looking for? Besides,
so the kind of things to look out for.
Yes, in the
yeah.
Slaneshi department.
I can know that.
Let me see. I only got a 4. Oh wait, since I'm going to be spending extra 10 minutes, so bada boom. I'm remembering all my bonuses. I'm trying to be a good boy.
Stacking all the plus 10s.
Yeah, and if Helen, could I have Helena assist me as well, since she's on the same ship as me?
Yeah, she's done some stuff. Can give you an extra plus 10.
Wonderful. Well, let's see where this takes me. Ah, nice. 3.6
Takes you to the grave.
Hey.
Yeah, so the most obvious things to look out for would obviously be like signs of people doing sorcery, like ritual circles, like the actual like chaos marks either tattooed on them or in the building and stuff. Like tattoos and marks are fairly common. They just also tend to be in places that are easily hidden by clothes. But if it's an orgy, maybe have a good look at this. Have a good look at the skin on show, see if any of it's there.
I would also assume that with God damn. I'd also assume that possibly through heresy, it'd be like people overindulging themselves in this sense.
Yeah, it's going all out with things like not pacing themselves at all, just going absolutely apeshit bonkers with stuff.
Okay,
that's fairly common.
Okay. As well as maybe any nicknames for Slanesh, just like, oh, praise the one who thirsts.
Yeah, she who thirsts. Names like that. They don't tend to be subtle names.
The Serpent.
Prince of Pleasure.
The Dark Prince, the Prince of Excess, the Lord of Excess, the Prince of Chaos, she who thirsts.
All right. Yeah, so Malachi will begin collecting notes on that sense, and I'm assuming the most competent ones, Yosef, Holtz, and Sato will be getting these notes.
Gizmek is asleep, all the better for him.
Yes. He got the notes. He hasn't woken up yet.
Yeah. Oh, also another thing
You're
that
just sleeping
would
and
stand out.
in the bridge it just sounds like...
Yeah, another thing that might stand out is that they tend to get like dulled to the more like normal things. So they tend to go in bright ass colors because it's the only way they can really like take note of it. So a certain immunity or like of pain.
The Velvet was very bright and colorful, right?
Yeah, she had a little bit. She was like black and red mostly, but she did also have a different hair color when you came to see her.
I mean, that in and of itself isn't really heretical. It's just like, was she bright and colorful?
It's a couple, just a little bit, but not like massively. It wasn't like all of these different colors. But yeah, she did have several bits of color. That is also reasonably common with wealthy people.
Yeah, like I said, that's not in and of itself heretical. It's just
it's like a fuck ton of jewelry. Just like stuff that is obviously like more than you would really need or expect.
So, like any wealthy person, 40k ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ironically. Yeah, it's hard to tell for those reasons. Things taken further than need to be marked in certain hard to find areas. No fear is quite common. They just don't give a shit. It's just fun.
I also want to go over towards the sort of legal procedures of, for a chaos cultist, if found, or somebody worshipping the dark gods, is the punishment always execution, summary execution?
By most people, yes, but inquisitors can basically do whatever.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Summary torture.
Isn't sometimes a punishment for
bisexual
chaos cultists to be
deprivation.
made?
Yeah, sensory deprivation would be how you torture a Slaneshi person.
Isn't sometimes a punishment for chaos cultists to just be made into a
Servitor?
servitor.
Sometimes, but at the same time, I think if they have the marks on the servitor, then that don't help. But fair, I'm gonna shut up now.
Yeah. So yeah, Holtz just spends the day like blending in, just pretending to be a normal, wealthy person enjoying his time as a rogue trader on planet Blink.
Mhm.
Just to not drag suspicion, like not to just cause or trying to be normal enough so he doesn't like make it look like I'm performing an investigation.
Anyone else?
For me, like I said last time, Setor is gonna prepare some drugs.
What kind of drug?
All of them.
All of them.
Like, what kind of fucking question is that,
I mean,
Zach? You already know the answer.
I mean, that is actually a good question because I could make like fucking drugs that make them feel like dull. So if we attack them, the fight is gonna be easier.
Do you have any truth serum? Is that a thing
No.
that you have? Damn.
Yes, like, you could make some basic stuff in a day, but like any poltergeist or anything fancy like that would take more time.
Yeah. I don't really have anything. Actually, I'm pretty sure that I know how to make the ones that give you hallucinations.
Yeah, you certainly could pack some hallucinations. You're on a pleasure world. Those are easy enough to buy anyway. You can find some of those easily enough. Yeah, you can some hallucinogenic, either like gas or injection, up to you.
Yeah. Satan will make some Satan will make some himself and make them like extra spicy.
Yeah, it's more of the active ingredient than usual.
Sato is bringing the party platter of drugs.
Holtz buys a mask through a third party for both Sator and himself.
Yeah.
Apparently masks were at the last Van Grey party, so.
It's called Obscura. So yeah.
Oh, Zach is getting food. Rip.
Yes, at least it's not baby.
It is not baby.
Roll for food, not baby.
What is a food roll?
Like a
D10.
Pretty good food.
Some decent food. It's D quality.
And I'm gonna go BRB2 and I'll try to connect on PC now again. If not, I'll guess I'll be stuck to using my internet.
It just shows up looking like that.
Probably. If it was less serious, I probably would show up like that for the lulz.
Geddes, you were asking a question about servo skulls, right?
Mm-hmm.
About them being two-way communications. What did you mean by that, by the way? Did you mean like...
Can I use that in a way because I don't know if, as in, because since I fuck with you in terms of, everything.
Like, Malachi can hear you. It's just that when he, looks in between, Gizmek, Yosef, and Holtz, he just sees a blank spot.
So I don't interrupt. You can still communicate with me in terms of long-range stuff.
It would have to be through comms, but it couldn't be through, telepathy. Yeah.
As long as you can still communicate with me. That's fine.
He can still hear you, yeah. So if you're using, but he's probably restricted more to the Vox comms than.
I was gonna say if it still works. If it didn't work, then
if it works, don't fix it. Or do.
Don't matter.
If it did interfere, I'd try and use them. Because to be honest, I've had it this whole time and not used it. So I was trying to think of a interesting way to throw it out there.
So basically, the reason that this sudden change of Yosef is a bit of a null. I was curious. I was talking to Geddes this morning, basically just you got some XP. What do you want to go ahead and spend it on? And I was throwing out some suggestions, and it really stuck to the idea of being a null. And asked Zach, he gave us a bunch of talents and stuff. And let's just say that we spent a total of like 4,000 XP into just null stuff alone. Okay, I won't tell them what, but he spent a total of 3,000 XP on one ability.
Okay.
There's gonna be some interesting things you run into, alright?
I don't know if you want to tell them or not, but it's fucking great.
For like the dumbest reason, and it's not even gonna like do like
Anything yet?
I mean, it's not like it's useless, but I really didn't need to. But I just did it for like shits and giggles.
I mean, really didn't need to is generally the mantra of this fucking campaign, so...
It's true.
What?
I really didn't need to do it, but it sounded funny.
Yeah.
Gizmek didn't need to kill the first ambassador, but you know it was really funny.
It was, though!
We didn't need to bring the AI into the ship, but it sounded funny.
Gizmek didn't need to go around the planet shooting shit in his Death Dread, but he sure as fuck wanted to.
Sato doesn't
Malachi
really
didn't
need to
need a
turn
harem.
into a robot, but he really is going to, probably.
I feel like we're turning it into just shots fired for some reason.
Exactly.
Hey.
Back, Zach.
Back.
We're
shit-talking each other.
I was just saying, Holtz uses a third party to buy masks for himself and Sator, since
What
they were
kind of
masked at the last. Like when we went to like scout out the party for the last Fan Grape house, like what did the masks look like?
Yeah, it's like the like there's masquerade ones, like the ones around the eyes mostly.
He gets like some black and gold, like with fancy masks like that, but like ones that like extend a little bit above the head, so it's just like our
Yeah, but
nose and mouth. Yeah.
Sator would need a more full face mask.
No.
Unless you want
yeah,
him to
that's
cause
right.
fear.
Yeah, it's like around the eye mask with like fancy, funny designs. And, like,
Yeah, he's a creeper!
a lot of them were reasonably over the top.
Oh man.
And then I get a bigger one for Sator that's just has like a mouth hole so he can like talk, but
Gizmek just gets, like, nothing.
I guess they can go into the party.
yeah, I just get the bike.
I mean, I ain't
so
going to
are
the
you
party.
trying
I
to
don't
bring
need to
anybody
wear
else,
no
or did-
mask. I'm just going to murder shit.
She only
Sator.
let me bring a +1 as far as I know. So
No.
Yeah, she told you they get you +1, but you
Sator
can try
will-
and get more in. You
If
know?
anything, Sator's mask might as well have those fancy ass feathers to cover the fact that he also probably doesn't have ears now.
Why don't you have ears?
It's part
Why
of the
don't you?
fucking thing that makes your face look like shit. It says that you like don't have ears and you have 2 holes instead, or at least it's for the
right.
nose.
Oh, yeah, the navigator mutation stuff.
Yeah, or at least it's like that for the nose.
Man lost his ears, can't have shit in Detroit.
But you can become human.
but yeah,
28 stab wounds!
You guys get
Sator's
some
just gonna-
fancy mess.
and unless there's anything else, I think we just kind of wait for the party.
And pre-mentioning, yeah, Sator is just making Obscura basically and some other miscellaneous drugs.
I'll tell Sator to bring some light drugs that can be snorted.
Yeah,
For
like,
reasons.
the common drugs, I'll say you can just have, because you have like a pleasure one that sells a fuck ton, and then you have a chemistry lab on your ship. It's not that hard to make those.
Yeah.
So like some casual like snorting drugs.
Yeah. You can get some coke, some weed.
Yeah. I'll get some coke. Why not?
You can get the weeds.
Cocaine! I want some crank. I want to see what happens to fucking Gizmek when he takes crank.
I don't even know what the fuck crank is.
It's in the fucking drug section in the Necromunda campaign, but it's the one that, so, a flashback to the Necromunda campaign recently, which we have another one tomorrow, by the way. You should drop by for that. But we had a bunch of Khorne Berserker dudes that joined these guys in the Underhive, and they used Crank to double their movement speed.
Gotta imagine the Eldar on that.
Yep.
How fast could Lyra go? It was 42, so 884, 168 meters in 6 seconds.
Give that to Holtz.
Yeah, I just posted it in this Rogue Trader here for everyone to reference.
Oh yeah. Do you want me to roll to make Obscura, or is it like, or?
Obscura, I think that's common enough.
It is like prohibited, and the subject of widespread crackdowns. Obscura remains a widely used narcotic among Imperial subjects.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a pleasure world. They sell shit.
We're above the law.
Yeah. Also for short
so
for
commonly used, and it's not the worst thing ever. So yeah, they definitely just casually have like Obscura like hookah bars. Just sit there and take some Obscura.
Sator will take the Obscura and make it more spicy by himself.
add some spice into it. Add a bit of
Yeah, literally just add spice into it. It'll be fine.
So,
yeah.
How are we getting, like, do we just walk up to the place and show up, or do we get picked up or anything? It's like, what's the dealio?
It'd be like a few hours after you leave, you get like a message from Velvet, which basically tells you to arrive at this time and has maybe some like electronic invites. That's the word.
Oh, and I'm assuming that because it's an orgy, that armor is probably going to get in the way of things. So
yeah, I should recommend that. Yeah, you can bring like a pistol and stuff, like a pistol or a knife. Anything bigger than that would be a bit distasteful. She doesn't say that you can't come in with them. She says they would be distasteful.
Sator has Xenos mesh armor, which is considered to be fucking comfortable.
Yeah,
So
Xenos is like fine. Nice, very fine chainmail. So you can definitely wear that like fashion. It's just that people will know it's armor, but it looks nice. Like nice looking, comfortable armor.
For context.
Yeah.
Holtz just doesn't wear armor, and instead just wears like his nice xenomesh cloak.
And that's it.
Yeah. He also brings his Eldar power sword, which I don't know if that's overkill, but like that he just brings it.
It's a decoration piece, of course.
It's a decorative piece.
Yeah, it definitely looks fancy enough that it wouldn't look weird walking around with that.
What about Sator would bring maybe the Archaeotech last pistol because it looks really fancy. And the Agonizer because he can try to explain it.
Bring in the whip.
Hey, someone might be into it.
I mean if that's an actually, I'm definitely into it.
And
yeah, you guys head on over
of
the
course,
party.
and yeah, of course, Sator is unequipping the held pistol from his shoulder because that would be a bit scary.
Holtz looks considerably skinnier without his armor on.
What armor does Holtz normally wear?
Best quality light carapace armor, I think. Enforcement light carapace.
Yeah, he's only got some bulky ass armor. That's like what the Arbites wear. Yeah, so instead, see both going into some fancy clothes or Xenomesh.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And so, Holtz bringing anything else except the Eldar Force Sword? Power Sword?
I mean, I guess I could bring my Hell Pistol since a pistol's allowed, but...
Which, as a reference for bringing a Hell Pistol, that's like, oh, you can bring a pistol. So, alright, here's my Desert Eagle. Get the biggest pistol you can find.
Well,
This is
my
fine,
other
man.
pistol is a plasma pistol.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm downgrading.
Yeah.
you know, buy a Rogue Trader standard. If they were to know, it's just like, all right, fair enough.
Yeah, so you can bring a pistol. Like, here's my 9 iron, my with Desert Eagle. My I don't know as much about guns as the Americans do, so you guys know what fits better.
My
well.
Colt 45.
My 357. Yeah.
The long iron
the
and the
top
longer
one
iron.
is my Hell pistol. The bottom one is my
No,
plasma pistol.
I found it. I found your pistol.
Listen, I'm downgrading.
I'm
It's technically a
downgraded.
pistol, okay? So what if it
Alex?
takes 3 hands to carry it? I've got this.
You, Butler, carry this.
Does it have a stock? No, then it is a pistol.
God damn. All right.
You guys show up with like pistols and swords and stuff.
Which is basically my usual loadout minus armor.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we just we sit by the bus stop.
Oh.
Just head over to the Van Grey Manor. Yeah, when you get to the gate, there are several guards that come out and check your stuff. Yeah, they look through the electronic invite that she sent. Check you guys over, give you a quick pat down. I don't assume any of you are trying to smuggle anything in.
I mean, we're literally carrying weapons. What are we being patted down for?
You're trying to
And
sneak anything else.
Another weapon.
See if you
More
ever
drugs.
in your back pocket.
Gizmo just comes out of our ass.
Hey, man, good
Feel
steel
very
cavity. Yeah.
Are carrying a concealed Gretchen.
Hey, if we could pull that off, I think we'd definitely win this orgy. That's all I'm saying.
You win the orgy. It's all a game to you, Holtz. You gotta get the high score.
Just go, I got, what is it, a Mr. Slave from South Park?
Oh no. Jesus Christ.
Get the entire bar stool up there.
God damn it, I gotta grab some chicken tenders.
Also, I'm pretty sure that it's fine to mention that Sator is carrying the rest of his drugs with him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're getting patted down. Sator has weapons and drugs.
Mm-hmm.
What are we getting patted down for?
Do you ask?
I was just like, yes, I ask. I'm just like, why the hell are we getting patted down? I'm carrying weapons.
Security reasons. Other, very powerful weapons that can be snuck in some ways.
Holtz is wearing his digi-ring.
Yep. And I need to see if they actually spot it. I keep failing to get my dice out before the session starts, like we don't.
It's fine.
You got digi-ring, anything else like that?
Just the
Like bringing
digi-ring.
the orb
Oh, I'm not bringing the orb.
that fires like a las cannon. It's just like, that would be hard to tell, because most people will just see an orb. It doesn't innately look like a gun.
Hey, look at my big ball. Boom.
I mean, I feel like the Hell pistol would be enough of a distraction. And I don't know if I can contest with like a blather or something.
Yeah, you can try and blather.
Uh,
I distract him from noticing your ring.
Let's see, blather. I have it in here somewhere. Blather. All right, I'm going to spend a fate points to increase by 10, so it's an 8.
He got
I'm gonna
3 degrees.
I'm going to re-roll that.
Yeah, he rolled a nat 1. He got a 3.5.
Oh my god.
So let's see. Please, I have a goddamn 82 to this. 5.1.
Hey.
Oh.
Yeah, he pats you down and does notice the rings, but you distract him away from properly inspecting them. I mean, as you pull the complain while they search you, they just, okay, go on. Yeah, they still give you a pat down, but yeah, if there's nothing else to find,
Just,
yeah,
I'm
they
just
let
like,
they let
oh,
through.
you like the feel of my ass? Like, I mean, it's not like I'm holding literally advanced weaponry on me.
Oh wait, there's a pat down, and Sator's gonna proceed to pull out the entire fucking gauze flare out of his ass. Anyway.
And I imagine,
I just realized that the others won't be able to see.
I imagine like when we're both done, like we just kind of like walk up like the Blues Brothers, like just next to each other. We just kind of like both open a door. I'm moving myself because I can't move Sator, but like
Just adding 8 tokens so that everybody else can see.
Oh, alright.
And you should all be able to move the eye.
She and I are the GM. And the train.
Yeah, that's for you guys, so you can actually see what the hell's going on. You should all be able to control it.
And we just like we each take a door and we both push it open.
And the doors are already open.
Oh, then we push it open even further because that's just how big we are.
See? You guys go on through and you see this very nice, like, main room. This very pretty fountain and statues and everything around. You can hear music like coming through the walls from this direction.
I see 1, 2, 3, 4 people in the room. Just like,
Yeah, you see a couple there that are talking. One who's over here, Sumi, just sat back, chilling, not doing much else. Then this lady over here is doing a similar kind of like leaning back in the thing, kind of like looking at the fountain, the statues and stuff.
Holtz kind of like checks his. Is there like a timepiece in the room or nah? I'm assuming there isn't.
No, there's no big clock in the room, but I assume you have a chrono.
Yeah. In that case, he just like checks his timepiece. It's like, I thought we're arriving fashionably late.
I mean, how late are you arriving? Actually, I forgot to ask.
I mean, like probably like 30 minutes late. Like I think like I don't think we were told to be like on time or anything.
Yeah, no, it's just like, hey, this is when it's starting. Show up when you want. Yeah, she can actually give a finish time for the party. It's just this is when we're starting.
I mean,
But,
most parties don't have a finish time, to be honest.
Yeah.
A quick question: are we supposed to see the entire map or only a certain bit?
No, you shouldn't be able to see the entire map. You should be able to see this room and a few.
I
If you
do see the
always-
entire map, though.
You can see the entire map.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I
don't
only
know
see
why.
the room.
Move its token around a little bit, see if, and double check that it's,
It could just be some other fucking permissions that I have.
Refresh your thing.
Okay, I'm refreshing. My fucking internet is so shit right now, it literally gets past the Roll20's things.
You just glitch through Roll20.
Now it's
Under
fine.
the map and looked
see
up.
everything with your third
Now
eye.
it's fine.
He's glitched under the map and saw.
I see like some parts here, but yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing major on the map anyway. It's
Mm.
mostly a menu.
He has no room in the back that literally has a Slaneshi symbol painted on the floor.
No. If I did, it'd be on the GM layer before you got in there, just in case something like that happened.
Wow, an actually prepared GM? Who the fuck would have thought?
So, like, looking in and seeing, like, there's barely anybody in here, noticing that the music's over there, Halt's kind of just meandering to the mostly because this is the closest person there.
Not because she's the one with the fancy art.
No, legitimately because she's the closest person. She just happens
True.
to have the fancy art. And Holtz, doesn't sit next to her, but like kind of like offers his hands, like, having a pleasant evening, good lady.
Just a second, I got a cat to deal with.
The lady
She's
turns
petting
into
a
a
cat.
cat.
The lady is eating a cat.
She's one of them felonid types.
She's petting her cat.
Oh. Over telepathy.
Never again.
I gotta say, 9 out of 10, man. That was pretty good. Meanwhile, Malachi over telepathy is just like, nom, nom, nom.
Oh, there goes your vision.
All except Sator get blissfully.
It was just a kid freaking out about the door being closed.
Sounds about right.
And then running away when I went to open it.
As per usual.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, so what did you say?
Having a good evening, a good lady.
Oh, it has just... Well, this event has just started. Tends to pick up a lot later on. Guessing you're new then. I haven't seen you here before.
Tip on the tightrope. Reminds me of like a tribal noble Janelle Monáe. Mainly because of the hairstyle, but...
Colin, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I said Lady Velvet's graciously invited me.
Yeah, she looks at you like, oh, you must be that, the rogue trader then.
I see my reputation precedes me.
Oh. Not many get here without being known about. She stands up and holds out a hand.
Oh, I was offering my hand to her, so...
Oh, I missed that bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, she stands up and shakes your hand. So
Oh, I was
Regina.
gonna like lift her up. It was like,
Alright.
Madrina then.
Regina Van Gray.
Pleasure to meet you, Miss Van Gray. Although I suppose many people here are Van Gray. Is it alright if I call you Madrina?
Yeah, I prefer Regina.
Regina. Very good. Well, since I am new here, care to give me that house tour? Obviously of the places that I'm allowed to be in, but...
Yes, any doors that are locked, you're not allowed to go through there, and, well, no going upstairs. She points at the rope, cutting them off.
I
It's
see.
a fair bit open. Obviously, as we get to know you more, you're allowed through some of the doors, but it's your first time. That's leading you over.
I'm with her. Yeah.
So
I
you
basically
see
like...
what going with, or are you going to
Or-
go off to do your own thing?
Didn't you say that there was music or something along those lines?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can hear music.
towards where we're
from this
going.
direction. Yeah.
Later was also looking at the room, so he'll just follow along.
Oh, and I don't know if you can tell, but there is a door here. Trying to adjust
Oh, I couldn't really tell, alright.
I couldn't tell either.
that. Yeah, I've got it too far forward.
I guess that we should also bring the
If you could
thing with
draw,
us.
if you could draw like arrows, like on the map layer, so just to clarify it.
We can kind of see it now better, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just good at it. Moving back all the door blocks, so you should be able to see there are doors. Maybe able to slightly see through walls, but I'll adjust that if you can.
I can't see through walls, so.
No, I mean that when I adjust the doors, I might leave a little tiny gap that you can see through. But
Yeah, there is a really tiny gap like here.
yeah, it doesn't
That's
really matter though. There's nothing like giving away that you'll be able to see on the map layer.
Yeah.
Can Malachi contact me so far yet?
Testing, 1, 2, 3, as you hear in your head.
All right. I try and like think back to years. Like, I found a few restricted areas. This upstairs are cordoned off by rope. I don't know if Yosef can see in the upstairs areas from where he is, but I also found a few doors that are locked or barred access.
Very well then. Of course, being a rogue trader and new to the party, they're going to have their eyes on you, unfortunately. See if you can, well, maybe you could get Servo Skull up there, one of Sator's.
I don't think Sator brought any, unfortunately.
Bugger. Oh well, continue with the mission as planned then.
Roger that. And yeah,
Actually, Yeah, she feels like this is the dining room. You think there'll be servants coming in and out of the kitchen. You want anything to eat or drink? Here's where you come for it. You can see it's like various foods on the table as there are a few people in here enjoying it.
What's the food like, and how much are they enjoying it? Are they being dainty still, or is it like pig out?
It's like the party's basically just started, so they aren't being like very daintily picking up tiny bits, but yeah, they're just eating like they're having a meal.
Okay. Any hors d'oeuvres?
It's kind of like set out a bit like a buffet, so there's various stuff scattered around, and then you can ask for something specific. As you can see, various servants coming in and out, kind of like refilling plates and wine and all that.
As Regina's like walking us around, Holtz picks up like an hors d'oeuvre and tastes it, like tries it.
Roll me a willpower.
Okay. I succeed.
It's very good. Yeah, it's very well made. Nothing like overly amazing or anything. But yeah, it's really nice.
And just let Regina guide me along.
Yeah. Leads you along to the next room, which there's music. It's not like as loud as a nightclub or anything, but is like decently loud. Yeah, you can see guys up over here playing and several people dancing around. I'm pretty sure you can tell what this room is for.
I see. I've been told I'm quite the dancer in my past, but I don't think this is what they had in mind. My dancing is a little bit more chaotic, shall we say?
Huh.
No, you could say my the percussion that I dance to is a bit more Bernie.
Well, they do take requests. Yeah, and if you like dancing, you can always ask for what kind of thing that you want, and they vary throughout the day.
Yes, but I just don't think they've ever had to practice the instrument of hellfire pistol or hell pistol firing.
I can't say I've ever heard that music myself. No.
It's an acquired taste, let me tell you.
Well, these are the private rooms, let's say. Somebody takes your fancy, you can come over to these rooms.
Good to know.
The only one that's not in use is this one, which, have any of us seen one person go in and she's always by herself?
Well, I'm not one to judge. I do admit that I enjoy the pleasure of my own company sometimes as well.
Over here, this is more of a private meeting room. Yeah, she goes over and opens the door. Which you see is not locked. Yeah, this is a room to come to if you want a bit more, a more open space to be private.
I see. Very spacious.
Mm-hmm. Close the door and continues on down. And here we have the library.
Holtz kind of like peeks his head in. I was like, oh, there's people in here. Pardon me.
Oh, this is basically the finishing of our tour. It's just back to the room, so if you want to have a look around, feel free.
Tell me, when does you said the party's just started, so out of curiosity, when does it normally pick up? Not that I don't enjoy your company yourself.
Another hour or two, normally, and then it starts to actually pick up.
I see. Well, I'm sure I'll find you again.
Hmm.
I'm sure
I
your
tend to
company
for the
is...
more relaxed things. I'll be in the main room mostly. Well, the entrance hall, for the most part.
Your company was most legible. I'm sure we'll be seeing each other again. And Holtz kind of does like the gracious remove her arm from his arm, and then takes her hand and bows, and then breaks the contact.
Yeah, she gives a little bow. She heads off back to her place.
Yeah.
See, a couple people. One guy's on this table with a whole stack of books in front of him, seemingly some kind of academic. And you see this lady looking through herself, seemingly trying to find a particular book.
Holtz is going to use something that he hasn't been able to use yet, and he's going to go over to the academic and begin to casually peer over this man's workings. And Holtz has pure academia. So, as he peers over, I don't know if he can read any of what he's studying.
You are reading it upside down.
I don't know if there's any bold text.
Roll a literacy just for the hell of it, because you never get to roll that skill.
Yeah.
Fair.
I fail.
Yeah, it's all upside down and fairly small text.
Okay.
So you can't see anything that he's immediately reading or writing. One that he's reading, he's writing down in another one that he has.
In that case, I don't bother. I don't want to read over his shoulder. In that case, I just hello, my good man. You do realize the party's in the other rooms, correct?
Yeah, depends what you mean by a party. This is my kind of party.
I see. Well, I do. Books can be very imaginative, and even reality itself can be stranger than fiction. Do you mind if I ask what you're studying, my good man?
Research?
I just kind of tilt my head no shit, Sherlock, but I don't say that out loud.
I do know the particulars.
The particulars are very interesting to me. I mean, if you're spending all your time here, it must be interesting.
Strange, most don't get to ask. Well, I am looking into some theories regarding warp space.
Really? Do tell.
Well, it's in the early stage of it, going through all of these various texts, most of which are rather vague.
As they tend to be.
It's just beginning stages, looking into it. I've had a few ideas, most of which I don't care to share, just in case.
You can trust me. I'm not one to take the credit of others. I tend to give it to other people.
Well, would you roll to come out? I think that'd be charm.
All right, charm. Plus 10.
Target of 102. Can you fuck it up?
Can you fuck it up?
How's 7 degrees? How's almost 8 degrees of success?
All right. Well, actually, I'm looking into, in particular, the creatures within the warp. From what I found out, before the heresy and all that, we actually believed they were a form of Xenos, rather than demons. So I'm looking into the possibilities of that, as that is apparently what the Emperor told us. I'm seeing what exactly the merit is to that, if they are in fact these demonic creatures, or if they are just a weird form of Xenos.
Interesting. So, what would the if they were Xenos, what would that mean for these warp creatures?
Well, this would mean that several things it could mean, depending on exactly how they work. Would give us more of an idea of their biology, I guess, as well as possibly hint into a few things. In which I can say I'm too early, there's too many possibilities right now.
But if you did study it, But if they did turn out to be Xenos, the methods to maneuver around these creatures would change, correct? I mean,
And everything that we deal with is steeped in religion and the Emperor. And more ways on how to deal with them, interact with them. Possibly some
don't
ways to make
excuse
them
me,
fun.
but Sator will kind of just following me like, well, I've heard that you are talking about the warp itself and the beast inside of it, so I decided that I might as well join in.
Sure, why not? Oh, I'm Guax, by the way.
Holtz.
Sator.
This is my companion.
Ah, I know.
Sator. Of course.
Does he have his navigator eye obviously concealed? Obviously he's not open yet, but
Yeah.
Holtz is like, if he recognizes the name Holtz, I don't know how famous I am around here yet.
Yeah,
but,
he doesn't mention anything about it. He just nods along. He's like, yes, those are names.
Okay. Well, he mentioned something about the mythology is steeped in religion. It was like, So you think the Imperial Creed is hiding something?
Yeah, either hiding something, misled. It's possible that we've just been stuck in our ways of dealing with them, and that there are better ways. Which is, well, kind of supported by all of these. And he points to all the books he's been going through.
Mm-hmm.
All of them are from the, what are they called? What are the religion guys called? I'm blanking.
Oh, the Ecclesiarchy?
Ecclesiarchy, that's it. One of these treatises on demons that I can get access to, written by the Ecclesiarchy.
I see. Do you mind, as Holtz kind of takes one of the books that he isn't reading and kind of motions to flip through them, but he waits for his permission?
Go on. It's not my books.
Holtz kind of casually flips through them. Not really, mostly paying attention to any major headlines, looking through the table of contents.
Yeah, it's just a ecclesiarchy book about the war power functions and all that. Does Holtz have any kind of laws regarding that?
He has Forbidden Lore Xenos, Trade Voidfarer, Navigation Stellar, Scholastic Lore Legend.
Yeah, it's Trade Voidfarer and that kind of thing. It's all stuff that you already know. It's about how does the warp function? How do demons get here? It's very basic shit that the Ecclesiarchy lets people see.
Let's see. I'm looking for anything that might Scholastic Lore, Astromancy.
Sator straight up has a Forbidden Lore warp, so he probably already knows everything that's in there.
Yeah, so Sator, if you're reading along, most of it is bullshit.
Yeah.
It is complete bullshit that is not true in any way.
Is this really the quality of the books in the Imperium?
Well, that the Ecclesiarchy
by the Emperor.
have, yes.
By the Emperor.
Well, being an academic, surely you're trying to corroborate these books that the Ecclesiarchy are writing with something else. I mean, that would be the basis of your theory.
Yes. He's got open. Yes, this one he flips it open. It's written by a Amberley Vale.
Amberley Vale. Does that ring a bell to any
yeah,
of us?
roll a Legends.
All right.
I also have it, so I can also roll it.
Scholastic Lore Legend. Natural 100. I'm going to re-roll that.
God damn.
Nope, it's a natural 100. Leave it for memes.
Yeah, you're pretty sure that's the name of Horace's friend.
I forgot that I'm on Firefox. I'm just gonna manually roll a 1d100.
I'll wait for Sator, actually.
But I succeed by 2 degrees because my target is 51.
Yeah, so Sator, you've heard that
Actually,
name.
no.
It's the Inquisitor.
But apologize. My target is 61 because of a fucking bionic.
Succeeded.
Yeah.
Yeah, Amberley Vale is the name of an inquisitor that Commissar Kane has worked with a few times.
Hmm.
I'm afraid this name, and I'm assuming like Sator just like interrupts me.
Yeah. She's the Inquisitor that worked with Commissar Kane, right?
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. I thought I recognized his writing style. I don't tend to read who writes. I probably should.
Yeah, I actually recognize the name because of reading the books recently, but well, one that I've been listening to one of the audiobooks, and she it takes a very important role in that.
Mm-hmm.
And what does Miss Vale have to say about the subject?
Well, it's a lot more in-depth than this. Actually says about it's a mirror of our universe, created by emotions, or well, psychic energies more particularly. Well, that's interesting, a lot more interesting than what the ecclesiarchy are saying.
Indeed.
And, well, I trust the word of an inquisitor a lot more than the ecclesiarchy.
Still, their sources have to be corroborated. It's an unfortunate fact of academia.
Yes, well, I've only gone through a couple of rows. I'll be going through some more as the night goes on.
I'd be very interested in the results of your research.
I don't imagine I'll be getting results a day. It's going to take me years.
Tell me, are you affiliated with this house?
Somewhat.
But you're not an actual member of the family, are you?
No, I'm a Van Grit.
Van Grit. Is that I'm assuming that is one of the other families of this planet?
Yeah, we're a lot smaller. As well, as tends to happen with a more scholastic-leaning family on a world such as this. We don't have a whole lot of power, but we have some level of influence and some friendship. As, Mistress Velvet is somewhat of a scholar herself. So we managed to acquire a couple invitations to here.
So I've noticed. She's had me travel quite a ways across the galaxy for her experiments.
From what I've heard, she is what to be known as an artificer. Kind of invents new things, creates machines. Well, not just machines, all sorts of things. An inventor, probably the better word.
So I've gathered. She does have an interesting taste in supplies, I must say.
Oh, what makes you say that? What'd she have you get?
Are you aware of the creature known as a fruit bat phoenix? I think it might actually be related to your research.
Let's see, does he? Can't say that I do, no.
Ah, well, it was a creature that teleported, but it apparently didn't. It teleported a short distance in front of it, yet it didn't actually seem to be using the warp as its mechanism. It was on the planet Nerthing, a planet known for being...
that's the Death World, right?
Yes, the Death World. So you know of it.
Yeah, I've heard of the planet. Well, with that kind of creature, I've more heard of the Crotalid, which apparently actually directly travel via the warp.
Well,
that's the theory, anyways. They seem to just pop up in random places with no explanation.
Well, the planet Nerthane is actually a dampener for the warp. It seems that psychers and other warp creatures who use the warp are mitigated on the planet due to a psychic interference of some sort.
Might be a potential point to check out at some point. Thank you.
Glad to help. I'm curious to see the results of your research. I might check in on you again later. I hope you don't mind.
Well, feel free to. Van Grit could certainly, do the rep boost from meeting with a rogue trader on a few occasions.
I'm sure we can keep a good relationship. Until then, Mr. Van Grit.
Mr. Holt, Sorry, what is your last name?
I'm simply Holtz.
All right then, Holtz. Or Captain, or Rogue Trader. I'm not sure what your title is exactly. I will be
Holt-
seeing you.
Holtz is fine. But yes, until then, Mr. Van Grit. And also then talk to the person that has artwork. And he'll just meander over to the bookcase and do the casual like, oh, we're reaching for the same book. How clumsy of us.
You like wait until she reaches for a book, and you reach for the same one.
Mm-hmm.
For the hell of it, roll me a sleight of hand.
I don't know.
See how smoothly you do that. I think that's a skill.
Can you use charisma or fellowship?
Let's see.
Oh boy.
I have security. I don't know if I have sleight of hand.
Quickly, I'll say that Sator is gonna just look around for what is generally in the library while
Acrobatics. Okay.
Sure.
I'll roll acrobatics.
acrobatics.
Fuck is this?
I barely succeed.
Yeah, you fuck up and just fucking clock her in the mouth.
It just
you
barely
reach for the
success.
same book in your
Flare in the
hands,
mandible.
and you bump hands, and she's like, "Oh, excuse me, I hadn't noticed you there."
Pardon me. I was just perusing the shelf. Holtz, and I reach out my hands for a handshake.
She takes it and shakes. Amelia Van Grey.
Ah, another Van Grey.
Oh, this is our house.
I Holtz kind of like goes like, of course I should learn to, or I should have expected such a thing. It does make it a bit confusing when they're all the same name. Amelia. A pleasure to make your acquaintance.
And yours. Is there anything I can help you with?
Yes, I was just perusing through this library, and I Holtz only now like looks at the shelf as he's like, I was interested in this series on, and he like looks at the book that they were reaching for. Gesticular gastrointestinal.
That would be a particular kind of thing that she is looking at here.
It's a book on gastrointestinal distress. She has some really bad problems with farting.
What would be this book? This isn't like her main one that she's after, but this is a book she was looking at. You see, it's actually like a book of various fairy tales, like across the Imperium.
This book caught my eye. Fairy tales of the Imperium. You know, folklore. Being a traveler myself, folklore tends to come up way more often than you'd think. Having to deal with natives of certain planets, you have to spreading the light of the Emperor, of course. You have to learn to adapt to their changing ways.
Of course. Then, well, I find that most fairy tales have some kind of truth to them.
Indeed.
If you need it, go for it.
Oh,
Gestures to the book.
by all means. We can share it. It's a library.
I live here. I can read it later.
Yes, but I only get to meet interesting people only once every time I get to come to this planet.
She takes the book. Starts having a flip through it.
I pull on the charm and casually read over her shoulder. So, does she have any other books that she was like holding with her? Or?
She's got like a small like a satchel which seems to have some books in it, but it's like the top's closed. You can't see what books.
Yeah,
You
I
just
figured.
tell from the way it's sitting that she's got a few.
So, are you another academic yourself? Are you an academic yourself?
In a way, more of a Zach is banking on the word. More of an apothecary of sorts.
Interesting. I worked with an apothecary before I became a rogue trader. he more taught me academic things, how to cite sources, all sorts of the nitty gritty of research and things like that. But I learned quite a few things from him.
Well, I'm not as much of a law sort. I'm more of the potions, poultices, chemistry, and that sort.
Perhaps you'd be interested in my
some
companion.
Some
Sator,
levels of medicine.
Sator, would you come here for a second?
Give me a sec. No, you don't even have to ask Sator, right? You are like, and he's already there.
Like Sator only pokes out from around the thing and sprints over at full speed.
Holtz doesn't even act surprised.
Nah, he wastes a teleport and one fatigue to just get there. I'm kidding.
Just flip to a different universe where he was waiting.
Yep.
I'm kidding. I'm not gonna do that. But yeah.
Sator, as a companion of mine, is made some very interesting chemicals for me in the past. I think you two might actually have something in common.
She looks over at Sator. Well, what do you specialize in?
Drugs.
Well, if anything, my specialty for now is going mostly towards drugs, but mostly of those made for combat.
I'm more of the medicinal uses myself. But I suppose there is some overlap.
Always useful from learning from a fellow chemist. Or chemist, or however you say it in Portuguese.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like demons is pronounced the same despite having an A in it, so.
Yeah.
Well, I certainly could if you wish to spend your party discussing chemistry with me.
Of course. Well, what have you been looking here for?
Various things. Well, I'm looking into these stories. I found actually quite a few have. This is more of a casual interest of mine. Looking at fairy tales and possibilities of where they came from.
Could I attempt a scholastic lore legends to see if there's any fairy tales that involve chemicals of some sorts? See if she has one in mind.
Yeah, you can roll that.
Just barely fail. Another 50. 2 50s in a row.
So, well, actually, the most interesting one I've found is, do you know of the vampire from Terra? That legend.
I'll just use that roll for me.
Is it fine to say that I heard of vampires?
Yeah.
Ah, yes, I've heard of them.
I've actually found some interesting things and mentions of certain demon classifications that is actually a possible way to explain it. These are creatures that are amazingly attractive, that can hypnotize people on sight, and that feed off of blood. And I understand that blood is quite commonly used with demons.
Well, that's not surprising, seeing that how many kinds of demons are in the warp.
So it's interesting that a lot of these tales of creatures are most likely just demons that wound up in our world.
It is, indeed.
But yeah, that's more of a passing hobby for me. It's interesting.
Holtz, at this point, is like, I'll let you two discuss your mutually shared interests. I hope you two enjoy your nights. Sator, if you need anything, I'll be around. You know where to find me.
Yeah. Sator gives Holt a thumbs up with his left hand.
And Holt's just like, yeah, Sator, spit that game.
He's wingman, my boy.
And then I don't know if Sator wants to continue that conversation or not.
We could cut over to Yosef.
No,
Yeah.
I'm kind of eating right now, so yeah.
You cut over to Yosef. But yeah, where is Yosef?
I think I should still be outside. Reconning, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Are you like wandering around outside? Are you like upstairs in another room spying on the place site? What are
I
you doing?
believe I'm reconning outside, and I put my servo up to the upper floors.
Right, so you're gonna try and send your Cerberus skull to sneak in?
Well, at least I have it on the outside still, I believe. I haven't put it inside yet.
Hmm.
So it's we'll see if there's any entranceways.
Yeah, roll me a stealth. You want to try and get
Stealth.
want to try and get that to somewhere? I'll just let you use your stats for it since you're controlling it,
Okay. So,
or a silent move.
What do you want me to roll, did you say?
So, yeah,
Silent move.
silent move, and it's quite small, so there'll be a +20.
Also, see if you have any equipment that might assist him. I know a stummer does.
Hook a stummer onto it.
Yeah. It works.
I mean, I do have one.
Yeah, you could like duct tape a stummer to it.
You
They have
know,
built-in things you can like attach like small objects to the things. You could definitely put a camera and a stummer on it to give it the +30.
I have a set of manacles.
What are you going to do with manacles on a servo skull? We're going to handcuff you now, kinky.
Yeah, it's not quite strong enough to carry you around, unfortunately.
Manacle or stummer to the to the server. No. Now I can't get the image of somehow manacling somebody out of a window with a servo skull.
It's about like as strong as like a mage hand in D&D, so unless they were a minimized gnome, it can't really move them.
Right. I've lost my train of thought now. What was I rolling again?
Silent move +20, and then +30 if you're using the stummer.
So total plus 50.
Plus 50, right. So silent move. Where am I? Okay, there we are.
Got this, homie. And also remember, you do have fate points, so you can go ahead and use those as rules if you like.
Plus 20, you said, right?
Oh, plus 50.
Plus
If you're
50.
using the stummer, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I use the stummer, sure. Excuse me.
Never punished.
Nice! Good roll.
Yeah. So yeah. Moving the service skull, sneaking around, like yeah, checking out the outside of the building. And yeah, it's got like basically like 2.5 floors. So it's got a floor above this and like an attic, effectively.
Interesting.
You would notice also that several of the windows are like not like blacked out, so like they've got like curtains drawn and stuff like that on the inside.
Hmm.
So it's, they're like people spying in on them. But that could just be a privacy thing.
There's no non-open, I'm going to assume.
You can try and find a way in. Be a search. You can find any cracked windows.
Okay. I'm not gonna attempt to go in just to gather information if there are any open windows. Okay. So, is that just a default search roll, or is it? Okay.
And you got time. I'll give you a +20. It's
Okay.
not like in a rush or anything. You got a couple hours.
Oh, well.
No worries, mate. You tried.
Yeah, you look around. Yeah, you find a few windows. Like a couple that are like very slightly cracked, but not like you could fit through. It's like enough that like they're letting a bit of air in, but not enough to fit an actual like, skull through.
Yeah, that's fun.
Surface skulls do have little appendages.
Like he put a stummer on his. Yeah, so you could possibly try and like open one. So you could give that a go, but it would not be easy.
Yeah, and I'm
There's
gonna
that
assume it
exactly
would not be
strong.
quiet either.
Well, yeah, you still though have that +6 to silent move. You got the you're basically really good at moving silently, but yeah.
Fair enough. See, I can always I'll send a communication with Holtz and see if ask him whether he wants me to bust a window or not. If he gives permission.
You'll be going through Malachi, and Malachi is the one in charge right now.
Mhm. So, guessing Malachi gets this transmission via Voxcom.
Yeah.
Try and see if you can sneak your way in if possible, because the thing is that being a part of a noble house, they're going to have high security. Any attempt at a break-in will immediately alert the alarms that something was happening.
Fair enough. I'll just call the servo back then.
I'll send a notification to Holtz and Sator, basically saying, "Wait, so are you not trying it then?"
Well, no. If it's gonna not be silent, then I'm not gonna do it then.
He couldn't find a way in to go in without breaking a window right now.
Okay. Just like, well, it looks like, gentlemen, we don't have a way to get any spies upstairs. We tried a servo skull outside, but didn't really do too well. If you guys can, any updates on it?
Well, actually, there would be the front doors are open. It'll just be there's a fair few people looking in that direction.
Is there a window, like inside, like from outside? Would I've been able to see a window that looked into like one of the private rooms?
I mean,
You couldn't see into the private rooms. The doors were closed.
No, but
like from the outside.
Yeah,
I want to say, what
there are
would
windows there, but again, their curtains are drawn and everything because they're private rooms.
I want to say, while people are looking out of the window, would they realize that there even is a servo skull there if they were really high hallucinating?
That's why he rolled the stealth.
Yeah. I have a plan to get the servo skull in.
All right.
But like you may have to hold up for a minute. But if you're willing to cooperate with, if Yosef is willing to let me hold on to the servo skull for a little bit once he gets it inside, he can probably maybe get it upstairs. But for the moment, I'm assuming these are also private rooms, or are these locked?
Yeah, there's locked doors. You're not entirely sure what.
Both of these, I kind of like curiously jiggle them. I don't like break open the door or anything like that. But
you give them a jiggle and they're locked.
No response, like reserved, or like they're just no response when I jiggle them.
Actually, wait, no. This one would actually be open.
Which one? Oh,
That one.
I kind of peek in.
Yeah.
If you can see this small storage closet. Like a mop and some buckets and things, like a janitor closet. Yeah, so you want to take some cleaning supplies. You got some bleach in there.
Yeah. I kind of for a moment I kind of like step in and like I look through my clothes. If would a servo skull be small enough that if I concealed a servo skull in, it would be hard to notice, or?
What is like? Could you sneak a skull? Like, could you take a human head and keep it in your clothes? Servo skulls are made out of humans' head. They are literally human skulls.
Well, yeah. Like, could I conceal the human skull? Like, if there was a human skull in my head, could I keep it inside of my cloak? It doesn't have to be for very long. I need it for like maybe 20 yards.
Yeah, from a distance, you could like hold it out in such a way that you could pop one in there. It would look weird if somebody like was close by or questioned it, but yeah, you could do it somewhat.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. All right. For the moment, I'm just gonna go back into the main room. And what about this door? Is this door locked or?
Yeah, that one is locked.
Or is that one cordoned off or anything?
It's not cordoned off, but you would see every now and then, like, a servant kind of comes through. From what you see of them coming through every now and then, seems to be like a wine closet kind of thing. They tend to come with like bottles of wine and stuff like that. So they don't want people getting into the wine cellar.
For a moment, yeah. In that case, I just kind of like casually chat with some of the other ladies in the establishment, and including Regina, just to see what happens. See if there's any of them that are particularly interesting. If any of them like introduce themselves as another Van Grey, and I go around the entire house. I just kind of chat with like the other ladies. I kind of like looking for other Van Greys.
Yeah.
But like also not looking for other Van Greys.
Yeah, so like, the two by the fence are just like gossiping among themselves, talking about what various others say, noble gossip and stuff. Nothing of which is interesting unless you're actively in the politics. Like stuff about various like very small scandals and stuff.
Oh, how scandalous. Yeah. Surely those gentlemen should be ashamed of themselves.
She wore red instead of blue.
I also go like over here and talk to this lady very momentarily.
Yeah. She just glances up, but it's like, you have a quick talk. She is not a Van Grey.
Okay.
She is a Van Grim.
Oh, like the academic. Okay.
No.
No, he's Van
The
Grey.
academic is a Van Grey too.
How many different G groups are there on this planet?
Hey, blame this name generator, okay?
Yeah, sure, alibi.
Common, which as the thing for how this world works, basically, Van is like the notifier for noble houses, and it's like son of or of. It's basically after like the first
of
person
the house of.
Yeah, effectively.
Yeah.
It's like Guax of House Grim is effectively his name.
I believe Holtz is charming enough that he can be like, okay, what's your house's deal? Like, how did you get your invitation to this party?
Yeah, the Van Grims, they are like long-time friends.
So
the Van Greys.
So they were basically elevated, and they're just enjoying the perks of their status. Gotcha. Okay.
Like a semi-allied house kind of thing.
I'm actually like low key looking for a nobody, so I'm just kind of like going through all of the rooms real quick.
I've been forgetting to move the camera to follow you guys around. Apologies.
No.
Chat.
What about the jester?
Yeah, so none of the noble people that you ask are like nobodies. They're all from like either notable or just allied houses.
Yeah, but like some of them have names that are important, and I have a plan. So I just need someone who's like, bonus points if they're already kind of drunk or like high.
Fairly early, nobody's like gotten drunk yet.
Are you sure about that?
Are you sure about that?
At this party, they saved that for later.
And
there's going to at least be one bloke that blows it early. Trust me.
Holt is so charismatic. He could convince someone to get drunk for him.
Yeah, I'm just like right now. I'm kind of speedrunning, like meeting everybody. If there's anyone important.
There are laws for recognizing if somebody is important or not.
Heraldry.
There's heraldry, but I don't think I have heraldry. I think it's one of the few
Maybe
laws I don't
inquiry.
have.
You could. Well, I mean, you do have a telepathic link to Malachi if you want to shoot up some names to him.
Maybe do an inquiry check.
I'd say Malachi can roll with a -10 since he's getting it indirect.
I mean, I'll do my best to describe them telepathically.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, he can just go ahead and send images of the people as well as.
Yeah. Roll normally enough.
All right, give me one moment.
Are you forwarding any of this shit to Gizmek, or are you just like ignoring that?
I'm sorry, I didn't know. Does Gizmek have lore heraldry to help out? My bad, I should have known.
No, I mean, like, my point is not as much the heraldry part as it is, when I eventually have to break into this place, are you sending me, like, a log of people that don't need to be crumped or something?
Does Malachi need to do that, is the thing?
I'm an orc, yes.
Yes.
Alright, I didn't know I had to babysit Gizmek. Fucking fine. Malachi
That was
goes
this
ahead.
point that you had to babysit Gizmek.
So, back to Holtz. I'm not getting much information on these people. They must be quite miscellaneous in their fields. And then, of course, it cuts over to Gizmek. Gizmek! These people right here, as he gets like flashing images, do not crump them yet, okay? Is that a good job?
You want passive aggressive tone as well.
You want to go? You want to act like a baby? Here's your bottle.
Basically, I just imagine. I love this interaction between Malachi and Gizmek because this is exactly how it would go down, and Gizmek wouldn't understand that he's being babied.
But yeah. So Holtz, after like doing like a quick speed, actually, there's another broom closet over here. Neat. Are any of these boxes big enough to house a person?
What are you doing? Stop it!
Why are you doing? Stop it!
He wants to get food and water. You left her.
The janitor saw you go in.
This is some
Janitor is yelling
Jack,
at
what the
one
fuck
of
are you doing type energy.
One of the janitors is
baby
actually
doing
also
stuff.
like a proper noble, and is just like they think he's nobody, and they starts yelling at them.
Yeah, there wouldn't be anything that would be big enough to hold a person.
Could I, if I finagled the boxes, could I hide could I hide a person in the corner?
Yes, if somebody didn't already know how the boxes are stacked, you could like rearrange them to fit somebody back there if you're trying to hide a corpse.
This is
Not a
Hitman
corpse,
game.
not a corpse, but I have.
It'd be very uncomfortable if they were alive.
This
It's a lot
is,
easier to hide a dead body than hide a living one.
I'm starting to somewhat think of what Holtz might do, but I don't know.
this is just like in case. This is in case things go wrong, and I need to take more drastic action. And let's see. I just need like a few more supplies. Is there like a rag like that I could that I just in there that I can stick in my pocket? All right.
Yeah, it's like the janitor's closet. You can find all of this stuff there.
All right. What about rope? Could I just like a little bit of rope just in case?
No, they would not have a rope in a janitor's closet.
Alright,
You can
well, that-
explain to me why they would have a rope in there.
Nah. No. I'm letting you. In that case, I just find like some nice pretty little lady, and you know I start chatting her up and you know hitting on her, and you know trying to entice her into one of the private rooms towards the front with a window.
Oh, there aren't any in the front. They're in the back.
Well, okay. I just need a room with a window.
Yeah. Roll a charm.
Just
The odds of you failing are very
Since-
low, but you
since
never
they
know.
since they're kind of aware that I'm a rogue trader, can I use fucking
Oh, you use the fucking later.
no the
Fucking
It,
briefcase.
it's renowned warrants.
Hey, girl. My warrant was written by the Emperor himself, baby. Come on.
I mean, if they're aware that you know of what it means, that I get a +10 to all interaction tests.
Oh, yeah, I think that makes sense.
So, like,
Also
hey,
makes-
I have a lot of status. You want to be with this?
You want this, girl.
7.5.
Easy.
She wants this.
Yeah, you do.
And I just like kind of take her to a room and hope like I specifically like casually chat her up as I take her to like a room with a window to the outside, if that's at all possible.
Yeah, that's all of these ones are.
Great, fantastic. In that case, as I'm walking here, I tell
Walking her like a dog.
I tell Malachi to have Yosef be on the lookout for a room with a window open, and as I kind of get hot and heavy with her, I just kind of leave the jacket of my cloak in a very nice spot, so Yosef can hide his servo skull in my cloak.
It's gonna be like partially hanging out the window, so that way it's like a little message knowing which window it is.
Yeah.
I meant her being draped.
Yeah, roll a silent move. I'll say with a plus 30 because she's gonna be a bit distracted.
And the other,
Indeed.
and the plus 30 from.
And I make sure that she's always facing away from where the skull is. And hopefully she doesn't notice anything, and I can just send her on her way.
You're facing that way.
You don't have the right to look at me.
No. Yeah, no, I just like you need to. It's like
Put a bag on the head as you go. Stays on during
The bag is just a picture of Holtz's face.
Such a Holtz thing, though.
This is canon.
Spend the fate points in there to God damn it!
It's a picture of his face, but it's like a really poorly drawn version.
Like, like the spy when he disguises.
Shit. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
So, Yosef, you go ahead and get a message basically saying, Yosef, go ahead and retry that servo skull again against one of the windows outside. On the first floor, you should go ahead and see part of Holtz's jacket. Try and stealthily sneak your way into his jacket. Mind the moaning.
Just blink a few times at the last part and just go, got you. And just send the skull over.
He has a stummer too, so with a plus 30 and the plus 30 from the stummer, he has a plus 60.
You got this, homie.
Don't roll 100.
Roll 100.
Wait, plus 100 or
Like,
roll
if you
100?
fail
Plus 60.
Yeah.
You always fall on
100.
100.
Silent move, right?
Yep.
Plus 60.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Nice.
Easily slide up into the jacket. Probably a little distracted, but you'll keep your mind on the job.
And
So glad you said jacket at the end.
And after Yosef gives the okay, Malachi will shoot the okay back to Holtz.
yeah, I make sure she has a good time, and I kick her out of the door. Out of the room.
Much to roll for having a good time.
Be gone,
Get
Harlequin.
first.
Carouse? I think that's basically alcohol.
Toughness?
Yeah, say D&D, you roll a con.
Roll an agility check.
Roll for Dick's dice.
Roll
Roll and dodge alimony.
Can you roll with advantage?
I feel like we already fucking rolled his dick size ages ago in private.
No,
Nah, that was like Mordheim, man. That was a while
That
ago.
was like so many campaigns at once. But anyway.
Anyway.
Yeah, Holtz just kind of like finishes his duty and kicks her out, and
Yeah. Yeah, pick up your jacket with the weird massive bulge in it.
and then I just kind of like
Along with the servo skull.
Well, he's in his jacket, not his pants.
Hey,
Is that
he's
just
trying,
the servo skull of
fucker!
your pants, or are you happy to see me?
Oh, yes!
and then I just like kind of just like casually just move around. Move it towards the front, and I just kind of like casually over here, like examine like the fineries on the angels, and I was like, the stairs are free. Be careful. They might just just like whisper to the servo skull.
Or you can just converse through Malukai.
I mean, like I
You
mentioned,
can talk, through the service skull if he wants, since it's comms.
should get you upstairs. Be quick though. There's a few people here. I don't think anyone I look around. Is like anyone looking? Like I try to be like I don't like twist my head around, but like
putting an eye directly on you. But yeah, it's like several of them could see you out of like the corner of their eyes and stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm just trying to like not look
Nobody's watching, but several you'd be in their peripheral.
And I just like I give Yosef like the knowledge that he's next to the stairs, and you're in a corner. There's a few places to hide. I can try and, if he's willing to wait a little bit, I can try and like evacuate the area with my charm. But it's up to him when he wants to go upstairs.
That's fine.
You know what? I want to say, you know what else Host could do with his charm? It's not regret. It's just he could also use fucking Sator's jokes. No jokes, God, drugs.
I mean, hopefully there's 4 women in here.
Holt's just randomly roll charm.
Zach, women isn't a requirement for Holtz.
Yeah. I just point out that all 4 in here are women currently.
But yeah, and I don't know if it's like if Yosef wants to hide in the plant with the server skull. And like
legally took the service skull in the plant. It's like you're dumping away food that you didn't like.
And just casually like talk with like the ladies here, entice them into spending time with him, and like just I don't know how long it takes, but like
this is definitely your talking to distract. So roll a blather.
Roll a blather. Okay.
Give him a buff on his stealth.
Is this the first actual blather roll of the entire campaign? Holy shit.
No, it's the second.
Damn.
Yeah, you're talking to keep eyes on you and make sure people aren't looking over there.
I'll spend another fate point to add a +10 to this. So, actually, can I use my Rogue Trader Renowned Warrant to add another +10 to this, because these all are nobles.
Yeah, they would be interested in seeing what you up to.
I should have armed the skull with the Dread Judge.
Ball pistol is a bit big to put on the surface skull.
5 degrees of success.
So if anyone finds it, just silence.
So the service skull can roll a move silently with a +50.
Then a +30 for the summer. Right?
Jesus Christ. Alright.
So
by this point, it's basically an auto success.
Yeah, I think he has like 100 move silently, but yeah, it is a contested roll. So.
Alright, so Alright. Roll your move silently with a +80.
+80, okay. When I find the okay, there it is. The modifier box disappeared for a second. +80, did you say?
Yes, +80.
Okay.
You can re-roll that if you would like.
It
is a contested roll.
Yeah, well, you can add a degree. I will not tell you how many degrees the people got.
Oh, I'll re-roll it. Sure, why not?
Got this, man.
I believe in you.
Just roll an 80 on that.
I almost by accident hit.
Nat 100. Nat 100. Nat 100 just bonk into the ceiling.
Wow!
I fucking knew it. I knew it.
You can.
This always happens.
You can add a degree of success to it if you want.
You can have a degree of success with another fate to make it what you rolled before.
This happens every single time.
I can't believe that. That's so God damn it, roll 20.
Yes.
But yeah.
That happens every time.
You had a 1 in 5 chance, or 4 in 5
Do
chance to get back.
you want to make it 2 degrees with the fate point?
Sure, I guess. Why not?
Would you like to try to make it 3?
So you can you come out of the bush and clip off a few things.
So for those of
you
you,
can lightly bonk the banister as you go. Makes a little bit of noise. Nobody reacts though. Everybody keeps watching Holtz.
Holtz gets kind of nervous.
Yeah, as you definitely hear the voice bonk from behind you, clips the banister for a half second and keeps going. Yeah, nobody seems to react. Actually, I'll say Holtz. Guys, is that an insight skill in this game?
Scrutiny, yeah.
Yeah.
Scrutiny.
As you'd probably be watching everybody, seeing if anybody notices.
Unfortunately, my scrutiny is 17.
Oof.
I can spend a fate point to make it 27. Because it is perception. That is my last fate. Do I want to burn a fate point? Because I want to make sure this goes smoothly.
Jesus, man.
I'll say you can burn stuff to do what you do. I'll say you could burn it to succeed. I think that's fair in this case because you only just barely failed.
Burn it to
If you
succeed?
want to burn it, you will just succeed by however many degrees you need to notice it because it is fucking burning one.
How badly do I want to do this? Because that is my last fate point. I will not at the moment. I'll just make sure. I'll just keep an eye out. I'll just make sure. I'll just watch anyone that moves around.
Yeah, so you're keeping an eye out to see everybody spots in. Yeah, nobody reacts. Nobody reacts to it. Seemingly distracted by you or just not paying too much attention. Yeah, let's cut back over to Sator. What have you been doing in the meantime?
He's speaking in chemical reactions.
Yeah, you're just having some chemical talks with her?
Yeah.
Roll me trade chemist.
Would coloristic lore chemistry be better here or?
Same difference. Just whatever you think makes sense in regard to chemistry.
I'll roll with coloristic lore. Because that seems more. Yeah, because one is more fitting to I get a +10 on it.
Sure, why not?
There we go. Also, if this is a counter roll, I get 1.8 degrees because of natural intelligence.
Right. Yes, as you start talking, it definitely seems like you know more about chemistry than she does. As you start mentioning things casually, and she's like, I'm not sure I know what that is. Or it goes along with it, but after a bit, seems to actually not know what's going on. Seems like she just knows some stuff about chemistry, but doesn't seem to be very advanced in it.
She's more of a beginner and more about medical stuff.
Yeah, seemingly.
At least it seems like that.
Even about the chemistry stuff, she's she knows a bit, but not as much as you would expect for somebody who claims to be an apothecary.
It's apothecary, not apothecary.
Same difference.
No, one is just arguably wrong and the other is correct.
Yeah. Is there anything that Sator's going to be trying to get out of this? Or are you just talking chemistry?
You could get her to, show you her experiments. It's well, since you know so much, you can help me out.
Oh, goddamn. I feel like it's a requirement for me to roll charm. Isn't it?
You're trying to seduce her?
Nat one.
Who's ready
No,
for
I'm
the
just
dumpster?
obligated by a. I'm just legally obligated.
Obligated by fate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any bonuses?
If it goes well, I'm gonna throw myself in the dumpster.
I'll say a +10 for the situation. Or something.
Burn fate for it.
Nah.
that-
Failed.
Yeah, do you want a fate point reroll?
It's one fate
want
point
to-
on a seduction test.
You could spend 2 for an extra +10.
I
He only
don't
has
have
the
to.
You could burn one to succeed.
Ah, yes, and be left at 0 fate points.
Is it worth it?
Is
Is
it
it
worth it to get laid? Nah.
You do have a 1 in 10 chance of not spending it, remember?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that worked only like 2 or 3 times.
It's a 1 in 10 chance.
I believe in you. Do what you want, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah.
It's just
Yeah.
yeah, you have a nice chemistry conversation. You unfortunately do not have chemistry. You have. Yeah. Is there anything else that you're planning, or just talking chemistry for a while?
I mean, she's a Van Gray. Mostly, Sator trying to explain chemistry to her while also casting like mundane things or about her house and generally about the mansion itself.
Yeah, so you're trying to learn some stuff from her.
Yeah, about the party and such.
Let's see. What do you roll to get info from somebody without them really noticing, or just to get info from them? Full stop.
Inquiry would be, the traditional one.
Interrogation, actually.
Interrogation is like willpower. There's
Yeah, I know.
But actually, that might work. She might just like it. It wouldn't be
Yeah,
forceful
inquiry
to-
is asking questions through conversation. Yeah, inquiry makes sense.
I have no skill in inquiry.
as per usual.
Interrogation is typically from an unwilling subject.
Could you use
Yeah.
Could you use inquiry with intelligence instead of fellowship, considering they're talking about chemistry?
Yeah, but he's not trying to get chemistry knowledge. He's trying to learn about the actual place.
Fair.
Yeah. Because it already knows more than her in terms of chemistry, seems.
Definitely seems to be definitely like a noob at chemistry, despite claiming to be an apothecary.
Unless Sator wanted to learn about biology from her. But unfortunately, he already failed that.
Yeah, he already failed that role.
So I'll just roll an inquiry.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
Yeah, no. Yeah, you try and answer stuff, and yeah, she's not very forthcoming with information about the house. Rolled an 82 and failed. What the hell? You suck.
So after having the conversation, Sator is just gonna look around the library to see what else is to it generally, if he finds anything of interest.
Any particular topic you're after, or just something interesting? There's plenty of
Anything interesting.
there's plenty
basically.
of interesting stuff around. Any particular topic that you would find interesting, or are you just looking around for books?
Looking around for books, basically.
Yeah, you just spend a bit looking around at various different books. Yeah, it's definitely an extensive library. They have stuff on basically any kind of topic you can think of. But they range in complexity, from basic ass stuff to surprisingly really advanced like text on the stuff.
From basic bitch to alpha male.
And yeah,
Sigma.
once Yosef is upstairs, I send I try I think to Malachi is like Yosef is heading upstairs. I don't know if he was spotted or not. Or the servo skull, at least.
Do. Better make this quick and clean then. Yosef, as Malachi picks up the cons. Yosef, do some scouting. Be careful of any possible guards up there. We don't know if you got spotted or not.
Gotcha. I had to refrain from saying Roger Roger for a second.
Roger.
I actually want to excuse me for a bit. I do want to say that I think that Sator will just try to look for possibly other books about the warp and try to help Guox Van Great with his research a bit.
You have like Scholastic World the Warps. Yeah, roll that.
It is forbidden lore, I think. Yeah. God damn. I might actually roll this one, although I feel like I'm gonna get another 98. Or somehow a nat 100.
I believe in you. We can't have shitty luck forever.
Mm-hmm.
I'll roll my 1d10. 2. Excuse me. God damn.
Alright, we're gonna have shitty luck forever this session.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as you look through, it seems like he's already got on most of it. You find like a couple other basic ones, but they just basically say the same thing that he's already found.
I'll assume that natural intelligence will help me in any way in this.
Natural intelligence is if you succeed, it adds degrees.
Yeah, and if it has to be a counter opposite check too.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Back to the main thing.
Hair in my tongue.
Yeah, so, Yosef, as you're going around, roll a search. And you notice that there's actually nobody upstairs, so you can have a plus 30.
I was gonna make search and destroy joke, but no one's upstairs, so no.
You don't have any guns, so to destroy would be a bit hard.
Oh.
Can we see upstairs since there is a Yosef up there?
I don't have a map for it.
Oh.
I just have the general idea for what's up there.
Get of the mind!
Yeah, there's no guards or anything up there. So it's just like, you have the upstairs and there's stuff up there, and see if you find it.
Search, just gonna have to search the
It's
black
downstairs
void.
where you actually are matters, because there's people around.
Is that still that plus 20 or no?
Plus 30.
30, because there's nobody to interrupt you. You don't gotta be quiet. Well, not too quiet.
Damn.
Nice.
Yeah, so you can look around. What are you looking for anything in particular, or just looking for interesting things? What are you after?
I don't think there was anything mentioned that I have to keep an eye out for.
No, there was. Malachi went ahead and gave a debriefing in regards to heretical stuff in correlation to Slanesh. I'll get a copy and paste that.
Yeah, so look around for anything that hints towards Slanesh.
Horny. Keeping an eye out for the horny. Okay.
Yeah, you would find upstairs, there is like an art gallery. Something, the small art gallery of various, sculptures, paintings, all of that kind of stuff. There's several actual bedrooms which are closed, and the Zersko cannot open doors.
Would any of the art or anything have any signs of
Nothing overtly, although there are some that do kind of go with it. Like several of them have that like half of the chest is bare kind of thing.
Like that theme,
but,
like that sort of.
Like a bare chest is also very common in sculptures and everything. Yeah. So it's like there's a few things that kind of like hint and suggest towards like very colourful. There's a lot of art, sort of very fancy sculptures. A lot of which are showing off a fair bit of skin or skin.
Yeah. But that could also be like
stuff like skins, but it is not really stuff on its own.
Boob on its own isn't necessarily
so the statue with a boob out is pretty common. I think it's an Aphrodite statue that's got a boob out. It's like, that's just what that statue is.
So a lot of circumstantial things, but nothing damning.
Other stuff is like, that kind of Slanesh guys tend to have that stuff, but nothing that's, the Slaneshi. And you would also find, it definitely seems like their rooms, like the actual rooms of the people that live here, are upstairs, but the doors are closed.
Hold on. I do.
Can open doors.
Zach, Zach, let me double check real quick, because I know fucking service skulls have mechadendroids that can open doors and stuff.
Oh, can they? I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
let me go ahead. I have it.
Let's have a look.
They have simple manipulator pincers. They got picked captures. Bada bing, bada boom. Look at them. There you go. They even got a las pistol. If you get the up.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that makes sense. And yeah, you could open a door if it's not locked.
See, I wasn't sure if it needed like a special like mechanic thing. But
Yeah, simple pair of manipulator pincers. Yeah, you can see like a couple like claw things on the front, like a crab, and then your
because I know you need certain attachments for specific things on them.
Yeah, but I think having like some basic manipulators, like a couple of crab claws on the front, makes sense. So you can like pick
for
up small
example,
things and carry them. Like
I know
it would be
some can
funky to open a door. It'd be like opening a door with 2 fingers, but you could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you go there and like awkwardly get hold of it and push it down. Yeah, you open the doors and you head in. Yeah, with 4.7 degrees, I see. Oh yeah, all but one of the rooms are unlocked. There's only one of the rooms upstairs that is actually locked.
Right.
And in those, you do find various things. Yeah, you would find like a lot of very colourful clothes, a lot of jewelry and everything.
I'm guessing that's just like, the usual kind of stuff, nothing
Yep.
out of the
Pleasure
ordinary.
World nobles. Yeah.
Yes, stuff like on like another world, having this up be like, oh, that's a red flag. But on a pleasure world, to be like, they're a bit kinky. Okay, that's kind of expected here. Yeah, you would find like rooms that definitely have some kinky gear in there.
Yeah.
But again, it's a pleasure world that is kind of expected to be found. But that one room that is locked, which does seem to be a bedroom, that bedroom being locked, does definitely stand out. And, would you?
He does have security.
Yeah, actually, you could try and pick lock the Silver Skull. Give you a minus. What would it be?
I'll report the locked door to Malachi first before
He actually doesn't have security.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, it's actually not trained. So yeah, you would not be able to pick the locked via Silver Skull then.
I think I have.
I swear he had security because, I remember us talking about security.
Yeah, I have security on here, but I think it's just the first.
The basic skill. Yeah.
You also have you have on your person multi-key, which would give you a plus 30, but.
Yeah, that means you'd have to get the. Well, actually, if you go around to the. Has Yosef tried going around to the windows to see if he may be able to open them to take his service skull back out?
Yeah, the service skull could very awkwardly open some windows, but thankfully there's nobody up here, so it's not really a problem. It just takes a few minutes of awkwardly endeavoring this lat and popping it open.
I'll, as I say, before I try the window route, I'll report it though, because I don't want to end up smashing through it if I have to, without calling it in.
So
you mentioned the locked room.
Yeah, I'll call in that everything else seems normal for this normal.
Yeah, kinky but normal.
Yeah. Besides this one locked room.
There's a lot of circumstantial evidence, but nothing that actually proves anything.
All right.
Anybody with Soneshi symbols on their walls or anything.
Well, they're doing a good job hiding it if they are. Well, expected us to go investigate. See if you can bring the or open up one of the windows to bring the service skull back out. Possibly? Well, first off, we may need a direct approach against that door. If the service skull can't open it, at least.
Gotcha.
And Malika will go ahead and say, upstairs, to hold Sensator, upstairs looks quite exquisite. However, it appears normal. However, we did find a locked door, which appears to be our main interest. Yosef may either go ahead and be able to get the service skull to open it, or may have to do it directly.
Roger that. I'll explore other avenues. There's a few other places that are still locked off, or still blocked off. I'll see if I can get access.
Will do.
And in the meantime, Holtz will just kind of casually observe, the locked doors, and if anyone goes in or out of them as time passes on for a little bit, besides servants.
Yeah.
And after a certain bit, I wonder, does anyone like hit on the servants, or are they ignored? Like,
They are
does anyone-
ignored for the most part.
Okay, so
Yeah,
like,
the servants going through bringing stuff.
so quote, taking advantage of a servant would be seen as very poor taste and probably damage my reputation. Got it.
Hard to say. You don't know how they would judge that, but none of them seem to be doing it.
When in Rome, do as the Romans do.
Fair.
I think Holtz is Holtz has been trained in etiquette enough to not do that.
Yeah, that is fair.
So instead he'll just try and spit game and see if he can get into any of the special rooms that are locked off.
What do you mean?
I mean, he's just gonna chat with whoever. Chat with anyone that is interested in him that's been here a while, and he'll try and this is very interesting and all, but where's the real party at? I mean,
I'll say yeah. As you're going on to start doing that, you would catch Regina, there, trying to get your attention to come over to her.
okay, do so.
Yeah. So you come up, she whispers to you, "What is that with the servo skull?"
Holtz doesn't visibly react, and for a moment plays dumb. He's like, "What's up, Risco?"
She raises an eyebrow and is like, "Right, come with me."
Yep, he does.
So that's leading you around.
I missed where she went. Okay, there she is. Okay.
She leads you up to one of the rooms.
I'd say choose both the eye and her so that they can both be moved around at the same time. The eye thingy and her so that everyone can see while moving her.
He leads you into the room and then closes the door. So, Servo Skull.
Holtz kind of leans against the chair and says, whatever could you be talking about?
Well, these rooms are pretty soundproof. Well, might as well actually just say it. I am not a Van Grey. Actually reaches into just takes out the flipping out the ID thing, and you see the sign of Arbites. Sergeant Regina, looking into this place.
Holtz kind of Holtz inspects it.
Would you roll to tell us something is legit? Because I imagine that's why you're looking at it.
Yeah, that's mostly why I'm looking at it, but it would be scrutiny. Unfortunately, my it'd be
Scrutiny
either
or something else relating to,
Scholastic Lore Heraldry, but I don't have that.
Would it be
or maybe something like Imperium.
bureaucracy?
I do not have bureaucracy. I have Common Lore Imperium.
Again, if you shoot up to Malachi, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I'll
like Law Arbites, if you had that, there's several laws that would fit.
I tell Malachi I have someone here claiming to be an Arbites. You look at this badge.
Click picture with mind.
Holtz just blinks a few times.
Yep.
Yeah, you ping up the mental image of that thing. Yeah, Malachi, you can roll.
Will do. One moment. I'm going to go ahead and spend a fate point to make that 1.6 degrees a success.
And
Yeah.
roll 1d10.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so you,
sure.
scan over it as best you can, and 1.6 degrees. Yeah, it seems legit. Nothing about it like stands out. If it is a forgery, it's very good. Possible that it is, but it's either a very, very good forgery or the legit thing. I assume you're in the more suspicious mindset right now.
Yeah, no. Considering what we know is like, well, you know a lot more about me than I know about you. So why don't you tell me why you're looking into this place?
I assume the same things. Nobody else really comes here. I managed to, well, assume an identity to get myself brought in. Which,
And you managed to assume the identity of a Van Gray.
No, that's just what I told you.
Fair enough.
Normally just Regina. Yes. No, I've mainly been interested in that room, and she just points at the wall, pointing to, like, the room across. Because there's only the one person that I've actually seen go in there, and only by herself.
And that would...
She spends in the library.
Are you talking about, and if I went...
Amelia.
I move it... Are you talking about Lady Amelia?
Mm-hmm. Anyone I've seen going in there, and I have caught the very edges of something pink on her back, underneath the dress. Just in passing as she's moved and exposed a bit of skin. So
Wow.
I am...
Sator is currently... Yeah. Well, Sator is currently... my companion is currently chatting her up at the moment. I haven't checked in on them in a while, but that might be our lead. You saw... when you say something pink, are you concerned about something?
Well, there tends... gangs and, well... the powers. Well, what's the fancy word for them? The ruinous powers, chaos gods. I know they tend to have, like, tattoos and marks on them.
You're suspecting
Possibly that.
You're suspecting the ruinous powers.
Well, when a large noble family does shady stuff, that's normally what it is. That's what the last ones were, anyway.
Last ones?
Yeah, that's why the palace is such high security, remember?
I wasn't aware.
I thought you'd have heard. Yes, there's some...
I was talking with the governor himself. He never mentioned anything of the sort.
Just like to keep down low, yes. Not entirely sure how deep it went, but yes, there were a few houses that had some allegiance to the Chaos Gods. Obviously, we didn't... Well, I don't know if the others have, but I certainly do not know the extent of it. So, yes, I and my little group have been keeping an eye out on the others, and these guys are suspicious.
I see. Well, I might be willing to scratch your back if you're willing to scratch mine.
Anyway, I can help you.
How much access do you have to this house so far?
Not really much more than you do. I've only been here a few other times. I just know, like, the layout and the upstairs.
So you can get upstairs?
Not during the parties. I've been up there once.
I see.
I have a mental map of it now. And the only room, well, upstairs, they have this little art gallery and then their main rooms. One of them, they did subtly test the doors when I could. Only Velvet's was actually locked. The rest were open.
Well, Holtz kind of holds up. I think I still have this. Holtz kind of casually holds up his own multi-key. Well, if I could get upstairs, I'd be able to perform my own investigation, but if you can't help me, I think we might...
I could certainly set up a distraction.
That is better. I can potentially manipulate Sator into getting Miss Amelia to show him more advanced experiments. Between you and me, Sator is a very genius chemist, and from what I've heard, she fancies herself an apothecary. We can hang out here, getting to know each other. He does legitimately use air quotes, like he's not like,
Yeah.
but well, and when Sator and Miss Van Grey make it into the room, we can see if there's anything particular going on in there. Of course, that's if you're willing to trust my subordinate.
She has taken people into rooms before, but never into that room, which is what makes me think it's for something else. I've never seen anybody go in that, even when all the other rooms are closed. Nobody was been allowed in that one. So it's obviously not used for this kind of thing. But the walls are soundproof.
Well, I can message Sator. I can get him to see if he can try anything. And the walls are not as soundproof as you seem to think they are.
Oh, these walls aren't, but that walls... Oh, you can go up to it, give it a tap. Soundproof as I've ever seen a wall be. Certainly more so than the rest of the rooms as well. It's also weird.
Yep. Boltz has basically been relaying this entire conversation back to Malachi, and then like at the end of it, he's like, "You heard the conversation. Try and get Sator to have Amelia show him the special stuff."
Will do. Also, before you leave, keep a lookout for any cameras. You don't know who's listening.
I'm assuming I'm always being watched, Malachi.
And yeah, Sator goes ahead and Sator goes ahead and gets a relay from Holtz in that regards, basically saying, try and get her to show you to. Sorry, I had to sneeze.
Yeah, there's a special room. Get her to show you it.
Yes, that what he said.
Malachi, I failed to make her show me her biology. How am I supposed to make her show me her secret room?
We're advanced chemists with access to Drukari drugs.
Well, you listen. Well, I'm guessing Sator hasn't said that actually. That he knows more than her. So, not gonna metagame that. In that regards, you are very well. You have a lot of things that you could offer in exchange. Think about it. You worked on Poltergeist. You went ahead and have access to polymorphine. Anything might raise an eyebrow for her?
I might be willing to talk about Poltergeist, but never will I even mention the name of that thing.
Well, then this is on you, my good man. Try and get her to do as you do, and if you possibly need Holtz to, raise your status, I can send him a ping.
Tell Holtz to try to send those of his so much honey towards my way, if possible.
Will do. And, Holtz, you get a notification back. Are you at all possible to be able to flower up Sator, be able to make him look more presentable and more steamed than, well, he is presentable currently?
Holtz in the meantime has been like making small talks, like, so, when people come by, if they hear this room, if they see this door open, they're going to be expecting to be hearing some things, And then he gets that message like, wait, oh, well, you're in luck. You don't have to embarrass yourself. My presence is requested. I'll be back.
I'll be in the main room.
And then
Holtz sounded disappointed about it.
And
You're attempting to make the noises.
and then of course Gizmek gets a notification. Gizmek, Holtz is making Sator sound pretty cool.
All right, then you just hear this as his voice like vibrates from the massage going on in the background. He's just getting
Yeah,
like,
I
a
gotta
massage
think
at
that
the massage
must
parlor
sound-
next door from like an Ogren.
I'm gonna think that the massage sounds more like.
Like 3 broken tables later.
Sounds more like tenderizing meat
They've
once in a
stopped
while.
using tables. They just started doing it on the floor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like tenderizing hammers. So it's like using those on his back.
And,
Fucking Ogren slapping him in the back with power fists.
Melk is also going to ask how Helena is doing in regards to she's still in position, like keeping low profile.
What position is she supposed to be in?
Missionary.
I was waiting for it.
Missionary, so
I was going to say
always in
something,
that
but
position.
Yeah, there is Malachi.
And everything derails.
derails. I think it's long.
Derails.
Okay.
I think with that we cut over to Holtz and Sator.
We were ever on rails.
Yeah. As I walk into the library, like what's the atmosphere like?
Same as,
This
I
is
think
a library.
I think Sato broke off and is looking around.
Yeah.
I think
Communicating-
Sato's with her and is
yeah.
looking at books, and she's also back looking through books.
Well, if they're still near each other, there's still a chance. So Holtz is like, I see you two are still going at it. Anything interesting? Any interesting conversations? Anything interesting that either of you have learned?
Nothing particular.
Really? Oh, that's quite a. I mean, Sator, haven't you been telling her about your expeditions with the Drukari? I mean, you learned quite a bit when you raided that camp.
Well, indeed, they did have quite a collection of their own technology there.
Yes,
Technology with air quotes.
and I turn back to Amelia. Is like, yes, he co-opted a lot of it for our own use. It's been very helpful. You see, the Drukari are masters of Xenos physiology, and even I have to be, as a loyal servant of the Emperor, have to be. I have to respect their methods and methodology. It's truly impressive. Of course, you know, the way they use it is very grotesque and unsightly, but, well, with Sator's genius, well, he's managed to turn a ragtag rapscallion band of misfits into a dedicated war host.
Oh, do you have any samples of these Xenos stuff?
Well, you have been working on what did they call it? Say it's one that advanced form of Geist. What was it called?
Poltergeist, you mean?
Poltergeist. Yes.
Can't say I've heard of that.
Oh,
Vaguely heard of Geist.
it's well, Geist is incredibly illegal. I only heard about it from my astropath on my ship. And it was only after that Sato has been working on this. But apparently Geist is what is used to increase the psychic potency of a psyker. Poltergeist increases that potency by 100-fold, or so I'm told. Sator, I just saw Marius in the fucking Roll20, I'm sorry. Sator
It's fine.
has, according to his reports, successfully concocted a batch.
Well, I would certainly be interested to have a look at this.
Oh, it's very dangerous. I don't know if we can just hand that kind of thing right over.
I do have a lab upstairs.
Well, I did already test it on an orc. He has been significantly weaker after that, but he did do quite a few impressive things.
Didn't he record the entirety of that Necron starship we found in the Space Hulk?
He did.
Oh, I've got my lab, and I'd certainly be interested to see about this. Anything that I can do in response?
I mean,
There's repayment.
well, we'd be certainly interested in anything that you've been working on, but this is very, very highly secretive research, unfortunately. I mean, the fact that even mentioning it could get you on certain lists. Of course, this is a private party, and no one here. What's said here is obviously not going to leave this room, right? Wink, wink,
Everybody
nudge,
here is
nudge.
trusted.
In fact, probably need something. Of course, research is to be shared. So, but obviously, we need something of equal value.
Well, I don't imagine I'm anything near the chemist that Mr. Sator is, especially from our conversation. It could help with some of my research into legends. That's more of a curiosity than anything else.
Well, I do know that Miss Velvet has sent me away for some very specific ingredients, and gathering what you've told us about yourself, I imagine that one's more to help you. I'm very interested in those kinds of experiments that you've been working on.
I'm not a massively advanced experimenter like Velvet is.
I mean, and yet you're the other one.
I'm an apothecary and healer, but I'm no experimenter or inventor. I go with what I already know, for the most part.
And yet, every time I see Velvet, she's busy at a party, and you're the one studying in here. I think you're holding yourself back.
Velvet has a surprisingly ability to move around a lot quicker than you would think. Almost like she can be in, 2 or 3 places at once somehow.
Oh, I don't doubt her ability to get around, but even so, a dedicated chemist like you should surpass her in no time. You just need a teacher. And I kind of wink and nudge Sator.
Well, I'm certainly happy for some tutelage, but I don't really see what I am able to provide in return, unless you have an idea.
I would be interested in Velvet's experiment since you are mentioning it. I mean, she didn't really tell me what those ingredients were for.
Food. Well, this would probably be a barter, since you are technically making a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, to negotiate prices and stuff.
Let's see.
And that makes sense.
Barter. Can I roll? What about commerce? I guess barter would make more sense, but
yeah, because making a deal and setting prices.
Mm-hmm.
I used one to boost my. So yeah, I think this will be my last fate point. No, I'm actually gonna save it for a reroll. So this is just a straight. I'm going to spend it on a reroll. I'm glad I saved it for a reroll.
Wow, 99, man.
Goddamn.
There you go.
Yeah.
That is, yeah, that's
trade
quite a significant improvement.
Yeah, so she thinks for a moment. She's like, well, Velvet is not arriving for another couple. She checks her watch, or her chrono. Another hour or so, give or take. She's not exact. I could get you up into a room for a short time to have a look around. If you're careful with it.
It'll be our secrets.
Of course.
Yeah, you can provide me some of this stuff about poltergeist. I can certainly do that for you.
I'll let Sator explain that to you in the meantime. But of course, I'm a businessman. You scratch my back. I'm obliged to scratch yours.
Yeah, 7 degrees. Yeah, she kind of thinks for a second, then reaches into a bag and hands you a small, delicate-looking silver key.
I won't be obstructed in going upstairs as long as I have this.
Nobody inside will directly question it, so they will note you going up.
I see. Well, like I'm a discreet man. Sator, have fun. I leave what information you divulge at your discretion. And I go off.
Bingo.
Yeah, Sator,
That's
look
it.
in
Sator,
general.
what are you sharing with her?
Isn't the thing about poltergeist that, yeah, they could see the progress of it being made and such, but no one would even understand it?
Yeah, poltergeist is really advanced. So even with your lab having direct samples and the knowledge of the guy that invented it, it still takes you a couple of weeks to make one batch of it, and some specialist ingredients that you don't have a lot of.
So you literally
it is very powerful.
You could just say whatever, and she would be forced to believe you.
Yeah.
Because especially from your early conversation, she is a novice in this stuff. So you could definitely technobabble to try and make it seem like you're telling her without actually telling her.
She said she probably heard a geist.
Sator would probably tell her of how to make guys, but would be basically in a way it would be way too complicated for her in the moment, and she did another 1 or 2 extra weeks of Sator explaining it to her to actually understand.
Pardon me for a moment, if I project a little bit on you.
It's fine.
This is what's going on inside my head. I see Sator just sniffing some of his white stuff. And then the next moment, we see them in a room with a fucking chalkboard. With all sorts of bullshit scribbled on it. And lines of yarn drawn everywhere. And Sator's standing there. He's taken off his jacket and he's pointing this stick at the board and he's just make sure you note this down! Kind of
For some reason there's a giraffe on there.
All of a sudden he becomes the one professor from Ruby who's just super hyper and going at 20,000 times speed.
Yeah, roll me. I think Scholastic Law Chemist makes more sense.
Try and fail.
A plus 40. Because she does not know much about it, and you're purposely being as complex as you can.
Yeah.
The entire process is the.
It is a plus 15 total because of the chemistry.
Does that mean you have 100? Over 100?
Yeah.
Sodium chloride. Muriatic acid.
It's close as well.
Yeah.
You just start babbling to her about this. Yeah, making sure you be as fancy as possible.
It's not even. I don't even think that Sator needs to be as fancy as possible. It's more he's basically explaining it in the most general term.
In other times, he has to all right, hold on, I gotta go to the bathroom. Then comes back on a different part of the formula.
God damn it!
Instructing with it as possible. Yeah.
I feel it's not even necessary for him to extract it, is the thing. It's that you won't understand it either way, the way Sator will be explaining it.
He speaks in Jakari.
Every now and then he just adds in random terms for things like dingus and McBongers.
So, as...
While that's going on, you're just heading upstairs?
Yeah, Holtz is heading upstairs, and he's also setting it up to Malachi. He's Malachi, I can get into Velvet's room. I don't think I'll find anything if I got handed a key, but it's possible that once the room is locked again, that's when Velvet comes in. She'll expose herself. I might be able to hide the servo skull in Velvet's room.
Very good. Maybe, let's see, well, make sure that you don't leave too much of a trace, though. Don't want to, have too much evidence.
Of course. I know how to be discreet, Malachi. And I do go up, and that's obviously not,
Yeah, you're upstairs, and yeah, you look around. She didn't tell you which room was hers, but it's the only one that's locked, so you find it fairly quickly.
Yeah.
You'll also probably find a servo skull just floating in front of it.
It's...
Just there trying to like open it with his two little pincers, just like and then he's free.
Yeah. And I just take the key. Yeah, and unlock the door. And what do I see?
Unlock. As you push it open, wouldn't be a search. What's the other thing? Awareness.
Awareness?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm basically paranoid.
Yeah, and if paranoid, I'd say a plus 20.
Okay. I don't have a reroll. That was a 97.
Wait, Yosef Servoskull is helping.
Oh yeah, Yosef is also there, so yeah, you also roll awareness, since you are there.
God damn.
At least the servo skull is, but it has a camera, so yeah.
Don't blame yourself too much, Holtz. We got shit rolls all night.
Welcome back to Unlucky Rolls, the channel.
Yeah, we gotta live up to our name, come on.
God damn, though.
So we attempt to do things and fail.
Joseph, roll an
boosted
awareness.
my awareness to max just for this.
I should have given you some fucking life mist.
Did have drugs with me, but
Actually, life mist wouldn't have even succeeded.
I mean, if you are giving
Succeed.
if you're technically giving Malachi a live feed, I don't know how bullshit Zach is going to let me go with this. But
you're looking through my eyes.
He's like telling you what he's seeing and stuff. He's not
No, Malachi can see through his eyes. Is the thing. Yeah, but okay.
Zero modifier.
Is this something you would be able to see on and slash here, but it'll be if he uses.
Zach, does Joseph get any modifiers?
No, this would be a flat.
Okay, no worries.
God damn.
Oof.
So did
Oh, wow.
We don't get to
All
have
down to
criticals.
you, Malachi.
Yep, I know. Okay, so all right, so this would be. I'm not going to add my extra bonuses since I'm not there in regards to cybernetics. So I'm just going to
Give yourself a plus 10.
There you go.
Never mind.
Yes, as the door opens, you hear this slight like snap sound, and you see what looks like a tiny like little stick drop down to the floor from like the corner of the door.
Holtz, back up now.
I back up.
Nothing happens, and you see what seems to be like a bit of like a pencil lead kind of thing on the ground.
I examine it. Did it like snap?
Yep, it seems like it was basically like placed like in like the corner of the door. So like when you opened it, the door like pushed into it and snapped it. So essentially, it's not a trap. It's something to notice. Somebody has opened the door because the pencil lead is broken.
So if I try and put it back, it'll be obvious that.
It's like half the size.
And if I try and put it back, it'll be obvious that like someone noticed it and tried to make it look like no one was in here.
Yeah. It depends how closely they investigate it, but yeah, definitely, yeah. Something it's broken, and you'd have to find some way to replace it, or they'll know.
Yeah. So for now, I'll leave that for later. But for now, I kind of go into a room and investigate. And I'll like my search is shit, but I'll just like look in the desk or like look. I mean, I'm gonna take my time since I
will
have.
say that of Holtz and Joseph, one of you roll the search and have a plus 20.
My
plus
search
30.
is
You also have time.
my search is 35.
Joseph, what's your search?
Give me a second. I keep.
Can Malachi help at all? Or
It's a basic skill, by the way.
That's why you have the plus 30.
Mine's lower.
Plus 10 for time, plus 10, plus 20 for the other two help.
Mine's only.
Yours is lower.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Wait, do you want me to roll it possibly? Mine would be, well, actually, mine's a
Same matter,
21.
I can roll it. Whichever you has the best one, roll with a plus 30.
I have 35. What'd you say, Yosef? 30?
Mine's only like 23.
That's just so shit at such.
Yeah, it's almost like we put our points in awareness instead.
I only have basic search, unfortunately. I don't have plus 10 search, but plus 30. I don't have any rerolls, so if it's me.
I have 3 rerolls, or 4. Yeah.
Malachi has all the fate.
What is your search?
Mine's 21 is the lowest.
Okay.
But the thing, fuck. I can't use my cybernetics now.
Alright, so we have to roll good one time, right?
Well, I do have unnatural, like, seeing and hearing awareness, basically. That would go ahead.
So you're not looking through your own eyes, though. You're looking through Holtz's.
No, I mean, it just gives bonus to perception, though.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm just gonna roll with the plus 30, and hopefully I don't shit the bed. Dear Lord in heaven,
I want to ask first. Can Malachi use fate points at all to like increase it or no?
It's not Malachi doing it though.
But you're involved. So I'll say Malachi can use the fate points on it. Why not?
Okay. Do you want to use it to increase it or for a reroll? Because we have a 50-50 chance. Actually,
we can use both if you have the rerolls.
I do. Yeah, let's make this a +1 degree, and then you got to reroll and stand up.
All right, so this is a target of 75.
Yeah.
I needed it. I needed it.
Fuck. Wait, can we increase it by 1 more degree?
You can.
Spend fate points for it.
We'll do that.
Roll your 2d10s. See if you get them back.
Yep.
Damn.
Yosef, do you have a fate point that you want to increase it by 1 more degree?
I think I do. I can't remember.
No, Yosef spent both of his already.
No, I think
He only has 2. Oh.
Yeah.
Big rip.
Most people don't have 5 like you.
But yeah, 1.5 degrees of success.
So yeah, you guys have a look around through the room. Let's see, what do you find with 1.5 degrees? So yeah, it is a very nice room. You'd see several like very nice fancy dresses similar to hers, other clothes, a lot of jewelry. I also noticed like several like locked drawers and stuff. There's like a vanity with like several locked drawers in it.
I have a
large carpet over most of the floor.
I have a multi-key.
You can try and pick it if you got security.
I do.
I'll not bother attempting it then.
I mean, can you use it through your servo skull?
I could attempt it with my servo skull. That'd be a bit. I don't know if there would be any penalties for that.
I don't think Yosef has the skill though.
I think that the servo skull has a separate,
I think Holt is better.
its own separate things that they would have to roll.
I wasn't going to. It's since you had the thing. I was going to say.
I mean, you can help me. You have security. You have a better security than me. You're just like
you can try and help and like this. Yeah, come to him what to do.
Yeah, so
you can give him a +10.
Yeah.
All right, this will be a 90, so I have to roll below a 90. I 8.3.
Hey,
overkill.
you unlock her entire room.
Pick open these locks fairly easily. And you find a couple have the kinky stuff.
I mean, obviously.
Cool.
But one of them, which you see, has the best lock on it, which you actually needed 6 degrees to get through.
Well,
So
I did it.
You did it, yeah.
Managed to really well get through that lock. And you get to the last one, open it up, and you see, well, it's like vials in like these
Kinky
racks,
stuff.
which need to be full of blood.
Malachi, you getting this?
Yeah, I'm getting it. See if there's anything else along with the quote-unquote vials.
You gently take the vials out, and you see like sheafs of paper with written in a language that you don't understand but hurts your eyes.
Could Malachi roll potentially like heresy, demonology, Xenos?
I don't
Seeing
think,
through holds.
yeah, you can roll a demonology.
Okay, I'm gonna try it. Holtz give me 10 minutes to give me a plus 10 for foresight.
Yeah,
If you're on,
as you know, you have an hour getting up and searching the rooms in like 20 minutes. So yeah, you have like a half hour more before you gotta evacuate.
Shame we don't have Gizmek here to taste the blood. For
my ship also has a librarian.
That blood tastes like blood.
Malachi can go to the librarian.
And, actually, yeah, Malachi could go ahead and send it over to Helena. Listen, I know I sound like a really pretentious asshole, but from how bad we've been rolling. Like,
yeah, it's the thing of you can get bonuses, but it takes time. And it's the thing if you have a half hour until she is supposed to arrive.
But Malachi's time is the thing. So it's like they can still investigate the room.
Yeah, you've got 30 to 40 minutes before she's supposed to arrive, and give or take from that.
Malachi can just fucking basically screenshot the weird ass text and be like,
Yeah, like Joseph has a pictocaster on his fucking servo scope, right?
Yeah.
Like that's a thing.
well,
Can you calm that up?
well, I can see literally right through your eyes.
yeah,
So
that's the thing, and it's like Malachi can just get a mental image of it.
Yeah.
okay, Malachi is going to he's going to use a fate point to make it a plus 20 now. He's got one reroll left. He's not going to spend time with Helena, so that's just going to be 10 minutes. Yeah. 5.9.
Nice. As yeah, Malachi, you can't read it, but you recognize it. This is the language of demons.
Got it back, boys! Let's go!
Yeah!
Yeah!
Yeah, heresy!
Actually, Holt, since you're spending 10 minutes looking at this, roll me a willpower.
Yeah!
I
It does like hurt your eyes a little looking at this writing. You have to spend 10
Heads just explodes.
I have resistance fear and resistance psychics. Do either of those apply?
Do you have Armor of Contempt?
I do not have armor of contempt.
Fuck, okay.
I think resistance fear would apply enough, so I'll give it to you.
10. So this is just a 50-50.
Yeah, it's not
No.
directly there. Alright. So that is 3 degrees, that is 2 corruption.
All right, I'm at 4 corruption. Let's go, boys.
Holtz are turning evil, no?
Yeah, just feel this language like
Evil
burn
alert.
into your eyes, and like leaving an after image when you blink, like you looked at a bright light for too long.
And Malachi afterwards in excitement is just like, it's demonology! Yeah!
It's immediately like, puts it away. He's like, stops looking. He's like, you had me look at demonology or demon writing.
Yeah, fucking demons!
Yeah, fucking demons.
And yeah, I'm not even going to make
Red
Malachi
eyes.
roll because he's looking at it indirectly and has ridiculous willpower, so fine.
I have Armor of Contempt, I'm the
Yeah,
one.
I'm
I have
Contempt.
pure faith, Zach!
Yeah, you can always speak for resistance. So you can...
Zach, I have pure fate.
It's fucking irate. Yeah, no, demonology, blood vials, huh. Well,
So the fact that this is in her room is pretty much damning. Yes, I'm asking you as you're an inquisitor.
well, of course, being a noble, she might go ahead. Well, being a noble, she could easily go ahead and say, "Oh, those aren't mine." But I mean, come on.
They were locked. They were locked in a private room that only she would have had the key to.
Exactly. I'm going to go ahead and mark the books here. However, be very cautious because if she is using blood, that tends to mean that she's in, well, correlation to the warp, understanding how it works, and well, she may have other.
Yeah, because with your almost 6 degrees, blood very often used in sorcery.
She may perhaps be a sorceress.
What sorcery is this?
Sorcery is similar to psychics, but not quite. It can do similar things.
Ritual.
Just as an idea for you guys.
Fucking.
What's your call, Malachi? Do we raid the place, or do we inform a higher power? Your call.
Holtz, we are the higher power. In my recommendation, if Velvet is using sorcery, then we need to go ahead and put a stop for her once and for all. Once she gets here, then I say we call on the red raid. But do be warned, though. Try and get whatever equipment that you can, be ready, but still remain subtle. We don't want her being spooked and fleeing, because that'll only make our job harder.
If I opened a window, like, I would need someone to bring my armor.
You have the server skull, bring it in one piece at a time.
I imagine armor is very, very heavy.
Actually,
Yeah.
hold on, Zach. Could I actually spend a fate point to make a narrative declaration real quick? So,
You could just create a portal down there and throw
no, Zach, that was the narrative declaration, is what I was saying.
You don't
Yeah.
need to prepare for that because you're going to
You
make the
don't need.
Well, the thing is, though, is that his armor would if I didn't make the narrative declaration, it's like, oh, it's on his ship. But instead, I'm having it being like, oh, Malachi prepared for this ahead of time.
Okay, yeah, that's the fair. It doesn't take you time to go and get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
So
Like, you prepared and you have the combat gear there ready to teleport to them.
okay, I just wanted to see if I got it back again, just like he. So, as Malachi is going to say, all right, show me the location of where you're at right now.
I just kind of like visualize where we are. Like
All right.
I'm in Velvet's room. I could if it helps, I could just go to like a window.
No worries.
Like surrounding side.
Malachi is going to go ahead and within about 18 seconds, you see a portal just appear above in the room as a supply crate from Call of Duty basically just falls down right on the bed.
Airdrop the supply crate.
Just fucking
Yeah, I'll say
the,
with the declaration,
reverse
I'll
like
say-
black void fucking thing from Metal Gear.
Yeah, with the declaration, I'll say that basically contains Pulse's like combat gear, so you can have like your armor and your weapons.
Let's see. We do have to wait for.
Velvet.
Yeah, we do have to wait for Velvet, and we also have to.
She might come to her room during the party. You could just wait for her.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
also, but there's also someone downstairs. Or her name. She goes by Regina. She claims to be an Arbites. You saw her.
Would
I
you
don't-
like me to reach out to her, Vol?
Um.
Or should we keep her in the not in the know?
This is your call. Let's see how she reacts. I'd say see how she reacts, but you are in charge of this mission. If she is an Arbites, we can see how she reacts to this knowledge. She may be able to provide assistance in taking down Velvet, or it could lead to more casualties. It's up to you.
Well, worse, I'm afraid, is that she's going to be a whistleblower for Velvet. But so that is why.
We can wait for Velvet to show up, and
That is what I'm hoping for.
then inform her. It is your
It's-
call.
The Inquisition doesn't always need to work with the Arbitraries, so I'm going to go ahead and say leave her in the dark for now.
All right. Make sure that the raiding party knows that she is not to be harmed, and Sator would probably also like to know that we found evidence, and that he doesn't need to play with the lady anymore. Though probably should make sure that she doesn't go and destroy evidence. So keep her occupied.
Malachi is going to actually say, wait, hold on a minute, as you see another 18 seconds go by as a portal right next to you opens up. Pass the evidence to me.
I hand over both the blood vials and the demonology script, or the demon script.
There we go. And yeah, Malachi is going to put in his inventory secured evidence.
Yep. Yeah, it's about 15 vials that have blood in them,
And
then several scrolls that have a lot of writing on them.
which armor did you bring? Did you bring the power armor, or did you bring my normal armor?
I was assuming your normal armor, but I didn't. If you would have requested one beforehand.
He spent the
didn't.
fate, so I'll say Holtz can decide what he got because he spent the fate.
Because we're dealing with
beforehand.
demons, I'd probably bring like the power armor.
Yeah, power armor is really good when you're playing like short-term usage.
Yeah, so I would just like start donning the power armor.
Sator, Sator will get a notification from Malachi basically saying, Sator, we happen to find the evidence, but still remain subtle. We're going to wait for Velvet to arrive before we commence the raid. And but don't worry about the chemist.
So I have a question. Does Sator know that the chemist, quote unquote, goes into that weird ass room?
I don't
Actually, yeah, he does. He does. I forgot about that because I literally mentioned the secret room.
Yeah. We had a telepathic communication.
Mhm. And then Yosef will go ahead and get a notification. Basically, be on the lookout. The raid is about to commence. We found the evidence, and same thing with Helena. And then finally, Gizmek. Gizmek, are you ready to crump some people in a couple of minutes?
What you hear is just like, you hear a little bit of slapping for the massage. What? Alright, I gotta go, boy! He just stands up, he's just like, yeah, let's go!
We gotta wait in a couple minutes though, bud, okay? We're waiting for
I'm
the
going to
pretty
get my
lady.
power claw, don't worry!
Do you have like the Death Dread like stashed away like G Gundam style? Like,
Oh, the Death Dread is ready to like planetary drop.
I'm sorry! Wait, wait.
Like,
you are planet-side. It will... Okay, drop... Fuck me, man!
Drop it on the mansion, you'll be fine.
Yeah, he's just got it loaded in a macro cannon.
What the fuck?
It's just gonna turn the entire building into a fucking crater.
Exactly!
By the way, I'm gonna send a mini message across as to... I don't know whether I can set, like, my servo skull to just follow Holtz around.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do that, since it's gonna be a hassle just to forcibly move it around.
I have a
So
very
I'm just gonna
important
set
question.
it to follow him around instead.
Sorry.
So yeah, enjoy that, I guess.
Lovely. I have a very important question. Is it sad that I've been drawing in the dust on my table this entire time?
a little bit, but we understand it's been a very non-Gizmic centric episode.
I know.
We'll get to the Gizmek in a minute. In 15 minutes, when Velvet is supposed to show up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now we are gonna wait 15 minutes IRL.
Velvet
Uh,
gets
yeah.
off the armor
Is Saito gonna come up to get his combat gear, or are you chilling out downstairs still?
Sator basically doesn't need anything, let's be honest.
Man
Yeah.
teleports, yeah, he's like a dodge belt.
The only thing he might need is like his hell pistol. And maybe the fucking Drukari shield thing if he really wanted it.
I mean, you could have worn that, honestly. Like, would
Well,
I been able to have
it does create an obvious like area of shadow around you. You can't really stealth that thing.
What about the refractor field? I guess I have it now, but like, yeah.
Yeah, refractor field is like it only activates when it gets hit, I think. There's two different kinds of field. One is only visible when it gets hit, the other one is always active.
Yeah,
They're
okay.
always visible. I think
I mean,
your one is
well,
only visible when it gets hit.
In either case, having the power, like when Malachi brought the power armor, I would have had it anyways. So it's not. It's
Yeah.
kind of moot.
Yeah.
Can I also say that there's a bolt gun now because I can use that.
Hey, nice.
It's tiny enough on the ship. Yeah, you could just throw in a bolt gun.
Yeah, so I have basic weapon training, so I have a bolt gun. I just need to look up the stats for it.
Fair.
Yeah. Are you guys just gonna wait for Velvet?
I think that Sator will keep messing with Amelia
I think it
and
just
to see
takes
if he can.
I think it just takes that long for Holtz to get his armor on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it takes about 10, 15 minutes to get armor on, and you got other stuff there.
Say-
Does anyone have the stats for a bolt gun that they can just copy paste for me real quick?
Sure.
Yeah.
I have the one that I had earlier that I can just copy paste here.
Yeah, fuck, I deleted mine, because, shit.
Well, I'll say Sator for now is still messing with Amelia and will try to see if he can get anything out of her.
What are you trying to get out of her?
He'll be as subtle as possible about the room. He'll try to be as subtle as possible about the room thing.
Oh, trying to talk to her about that the room that you want to look into.
Yeah.
Like you're trying to get her to take you in there, or are you just talking about it?
Talking about it, potentially taking him in.
I think that makes sense as a charm.
Lovely.
Any
Second
bonuses
charm
or no?
Sator.
No, that'll be a flat.
Alright.
Just be warned, Sator, we got a raid, and like, okay, never mind.
Hey,
Yeah, so how are you approaching it? Like, how is you making it like? In what ways they go approaching the room talk?
Hey, I've heard something like really tiny. Hey, I heard that you're always going to that room, and then but I'm sorry, I'm not interested in that right now. And going back to chemistry, and then mentioning it again and again, and until he actually talks to her about it more.
He's casually mentioning, like, "Oh, I've seen you go into that room by yourself. What are you doing in there?"
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's like, "Well, that's my lab. That's where I do my chemistry. Oh, and experiments. I've used on occasion as well."
Interesting. If you could get me in there, I'm sure that I could at least show you physically how Geist itself is made.
Well, that room is quite delicate, and I doubt I have the materials for it anyway. Well, you said it takes quite a lot of fancy stuff. I doubt you have it on you.
Well, I don't have it on me. I do have a few Geist on me. I can show you how to go back on them, let's say.
Reverse engineer Geist.
Basically.
Well, Velvet also does her own things in there, and they tend to be delicate. I shouldn't really bring somebody in there without her, and she should be like 10 minutes. A little less than that. Yeah, once she gets here, I can check with her, see if she has anything going in there. She doesn't like other people going in there, sorry.
Very well, then, I suppose. Well, until she arrives then, and Sator goes back to explaining.
Yeah, so you're over in the library. Holtz is up in the room.
With Malachi and the
See? Well then.
Oh yeah, and Sator will mention to Malachi that it's like, that room seems to be Malachi. That room that you mentioned, from what I could gather, seems to be a lab where she and Velvet work on things.
Is that so?
Once the raid commences, should I try to get in there and secure anything?
See if you may be able to keep, well, if it's her lab, she might have sorcery to possibly destroy some evidence, or possibly have Amelia do that for her. Make sure Amelia doesn't go back into the lab once the raid commences.
She said that it is very delicate.
Exactly.
I'll make sure to check of evidence of polymorphine or anything else that could be of extreme danger for her to hold if possible.
Do so. I'll, actually, mind if I go ahead and see through your eyes real quick? I want to see if anything might be innately heretical.
That's fine.
Well, is Sator in the actual room right now?
He's still in the library.
No, he's in the library. He's not allowed in there.
Okay, gotcha. Never mind. I thought he passed the charm test, so he was allowed in.
Yeah, no, he did get answers from her about what is in there, but he didn't get in the room because it's like...
Just barely passed to know about the room, but she's not letting him in yet.
It took way too long for Sator to... we'll say that it took way too long for Sator to actually convince her to say it. To say what's in there.
Yeah, so Sator is staying in the library, right?
Sator,
and he's basically ready to go into that lab if anything, and trying to make sure that when the raid commented, he'll likely punch Amelia unconscious with his power face.
Respect women!
Respect women.
Killed you.
I would say that there's an academic in there that has a very interesting theory about the nature of warp creatures.
I would like another woman looking at the books.
I would like to rescue that person, or at least confiscate that person, I should say. Grit, I think Van Grit. I would like to save him.
Yeah, Quarks Van Grit.
So I just, if Sator can learn that and be like, you are safe if you cooperate.
And yeah, so how long are you both going to stay in your rooms?
Until Holtz changes, and then he kind of just like steps out into the hallway. He lets Malachi's here. He gave Malachi control of the operation. So Malachi, how long do you want me to stay in my room?
In Velvet.
In Velvet's room.
Well, considering that, I'm going to go ahead and... Is Yosef, like, in a sniper's position spot to be able to see where, like, you know, if somebody were to enter the entrance of the noble house, they'd be able to, like, see it?
I should be able to see the entrance from outside.
Yeah, I think it's fair enough that you're across the street, and yeah, you can see the entrance.
Yosef, keep an eye out for a... Well, we're looking for a... Holtz, what'd she look like she was wearing the last time you saw her?
I described the last thing that she was wearing. It would have been being a noblewoman on a pleasure world and being like that high up. I think I would have remembered it.
Yeah.
Potentially white hair, white outfits. Well, just keep an eye out for any. Or once you go ahead and see her potentially ending the building, I'll go ahead and give the notification to get started.
I'll try and make a note. I'll try and keep an eye out for the face more than anything else.
Yeah, Yusuf, roll a, just be an awareness. You got a good description, so say a plus 20. And you got a good position, so say a plus 30.
Okay, luckily, my awareness is probably much better than my search.
You gotta search through the crowd, Yosef.
Plus 20. You want it right now?
Plus 30, yes.
Plus
right
30.
now, roll.
Okay.
Got this.
Needed that plus 30.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah.
We are rolling like hotcakes, lads.
Yeah, you
Today is just
nearly
an
missed
unlucky
her.
roll session.
Yeah, you nearly missed her because there are like the occasional people going in. You kind of glance over them. Yeah, after 10 minutes or so, you managed to catch her heading towards the door by herself. Nobody else with her.
I'm gonna call that specific point and the fact that I saw it in as soon as possible.
All right. Holtz, she's coming in. Sator, she's coming in. Helena, yes, get us, or not get us. Helena.
Hello?
Hello.
How'd you get this number?
Helena, Sator, get ready to breach.
You mean Gizmek?
Yeah, Helena and Gizmek.
Why?
Get ready to breach.
Hey, where's Helena? I thought she was on the ship.
No, she's
been with us this entire time. Zach!
Gets thrown off the ship.
Hey, where is Helena?
She's near where Gizmek is.
Yeah.
Okay, she's
in waiting to raid with me.
Party. But yeah, she's in the party. She was not here.
But yeah.
She was getting a massage of Gizmek.
Orbital
So do you want me to come downstairs in my power armor to greet her, or?
Oh, I definitely want to see Holt. Malachi's gonna go ahead and smirk. He's gonna say, Holtz, give her the rogue trader welcome. As he knows. Holtz...
There are also closets that are big enough you could hide in them.
No, but here's the thing. Malachi knows Holtz that he wants to give his monologue, and Malachi will give that to him.
Thank
I
you.
think the rogue trader welcome is Gizmek shooting on sight.
Oh boy.
Gizmek's not a rogue trader.
Yeah, and then so with that, Holtz, you can't see it underneath the helmet, but you hear a very like tinny like, and you just hear like the clunk of the power armor footsteps as he walks towards the stairway, and he start like. As he gets to the stairway and starts like walking down, he makes sure to like emphasize the weight of his power armor. Clunk.
Yeah, you definitely clunk as you step down. And everybody like turns to look at you as you see Velvet in the doorway, also like raise an eyebrow at you.
Well. If it isn't the host of this glorious party, It took you quite a while to get here.
Well, fashionably late is my house. I don't believe guests are supposed to arrive in armor.
Oh, I didn't. But I don't think Imperial citizens are supposed to have have demon script hiding in their desk drawer.
Well, I'll tell you what else I'm supposed to have. And she clicks, and you see several figures just appear out of the air.
She's summoning demons.
I'm sorry. Just all right for those who are audio listeners and stuff. Sator just messaged me in chat. Just Malachi, tell me when I should punch that woman.
Punch the woman.
Yeah, she clicks, and you see several creatures just like step out of the air. Well then, let's go.
And then Holtz just like kind of like looks at it, is like, and you know what most Imperial citizens also aren't supposed to have? And I really want to. If I had a fate point, I'd ask for a narrative declaration.
Can I use a fate point to make a narrative declaration here?
Can I influence it? As I would like to time that so that there's a loud impact like that shakes the outside of the house as a death dread falls from the sky.
Yeah,
I will spend
I just want to. I'll use one of my fate points to drop my Death Dread on their fucking like right next to them.
On their limo.
Yeah, it could drop like outside, like on the steps, effectively.
Knock, knock!
As actually, Holtz, you would need to make a fear test because these are demons.
I know, but I would use my latest sanity. So what's the test I need to make?
It's a fear 2, and they have the demon things. It's a -20.
So I have a minus 10.
Resistance
Can-
fear, so yeah.
Can I assist by giving him my fate points since I'm telepathically going through his ear? I want to see him pass.
Sure.
All right. So this would be a straight roll. I boosted my willpower for this very reason. Please roll 20. Let me have some impact.
Oh,
Wait! I got an idea.
that's not necessarily horrible. That just means you got to roll on the thing. You can have a bonus.
Hold on, I have an idea. Can Malachi go ahead and spend his fate points that through his psychic powers be able to use psychic mastery to be able to inspire Holtz to go ahead and from the ship boost his morale, and as such go ahead and either make him pass this test by giving him a +10 or making him fearless.
I'll say you can let him re-roll.
I want to say, Malachi gives Holt an image. It's himself.
What?
Oh yeah, because the most inspiring thing to Holtz is Holtz.
And Yusuf will turn around the corner and pull up a small flag and wave it for him. It probably won't do anything, but it's there.
I'm almost willing to burn a fate point for my badass entrance.
Oh boy.
He did say with one of Malachi's fate points that you could re-roll.
That's true.
Does that not? I mean, I was hoping to actually use the inspire power from psychic disciplines.
That's fair. What does the inspire thing do?
Because I believe immunity to pinning and +10 to fear checks?
Yeah, I'll say you can use the power, so you roll your thing.
I mean,
Yeah. All right, let me go ahead and do that.
Will be held.
Bada bing. Barely pass, still good.
You didn't roll doubles, so you do thing.
and that would have been +10, which would have made it pass. But
Just roll your thing, see if you just text go on the ship or something fancy happens.
Text scorn. Sorry, Zach.
Alright.
I want to ask, would Sator have enough time where it's at least like a couple of seconds before Holtz comes to do his thing?
Get her in the face when this starts, and she can start off down. Because she
I want...
forgot me. Knock her out.
Finally
say,
starts to
right?
seduce her, leaning in for a kiss, and so he just decks her to prone.
Yeah, he makes her come unconscious. Also, before that, I want to say that Sator will smoke one of his fucking white boys because it's a special occasion.
So you can take your drugs.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think this will be where we finish off, because I got a half hour till my next game, and this gonna be a big fight.
Woo!
I'm glad Holtz got inspired telepathically.
I succeeded on a fear test.
Give a
Huzzah! Barely, by the skin of your
It's all
teeth.
because of my small flag.
Zach, can you give Amelia yeah, there.
Yeah, as usual, Geddes carries the team.
Yeah, that's
It's not me though, it's Joseph. Okay.
As
It's not
usual,
Joseph.
Joseph through Geddes carries the team.
I mean, I'll give it to you that you did randomly call me halfway through, so maybe
It's
that's
just
it.
one through this one window on the very far skyscraper. Holtz can see the Holtz flag of just him with his face on it in the back.
It's like, right, I'm Holtz. I'm the best thing ever. I don't need to be afraid.
Try to roll beneath.
Sociopath, and I love it.
Also,
thank
there's
you.
Also, I imagine it's more like the Death Dread is behind her. He's like, yeah, my guns are bigger.
My gun big.
My God.
My gun big, autocannons down the door frame.
Sator, I respect women.
Alright.
I respect
Alright.
women.
So, we are calling it here.
No.
He has to run off to his campaign, but thank you very much, everyone, for dropping by for this session of
We'll
Rogue
pick up
Trader.
with the boss fight next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amelia, you